America with your hosts, Michael and Jacob.
Yes, big up. How we doing? Happy Saturday, happy weekend. Sorry I didn't bring you anything yesterday, but you know how life goes. Some things will hold you back, some things will push you forward. And such is life. We keep on moving, but how are you doing? Talk to me nicely, everybody. Hope everybody's talking to each other nicely, because wow, what a game. I enjoyed that. Woke up at 5:30, well, about 5 a.m. my time for that. 5:30 a.m. kickoff. Where are you tapping in around the globe? What time was kickoff for you? Hope it wasn't too bad. Honestly, though, waking up for Ainge ball is something else. It's a special feeling when you wake up and you get to see that level of moistness. It was a very moist cake that we got to all eat and enjoy today. I hope you all enjoyed it as much as I did. I definitely did. I'm a little... It's warm out here in Texas, you know what I mean? It's sweating a little bit. But undoubtedly so happy for that performance. I am going to put a poll up. I didn't yet because this was a spur of the moment. You see that? A spur of the moment. It was a spur of the moment stream just because my son finally went to sleep and my wife is... well, when my son sleeps, I get to stream. So let's just put it that way. But I hope you're well. The question is going to be very simple. Who was your man of the match? And let's see who y'all think. I'm obviously going to nominate Basuma. I'm going to nominate Maddison with the goal. I guess I got to put Kulu in there, right? I guess I got to put Kulu in there because he did score. And then my third, I'm going to say Romero slash Big Dicky Mickey. That's what I'm thinking. If you got a different suggestion, hit me in the chat. I will see it as I do, as I say hello to each and every one of you and tell you how much I appreciate you being here. Obviously, we're trying to keep the vibes immaculate, so none of those hating ass motherfuckers are allowed. I'm just kidding. Y'all are allowed. Free country, free universe. Hope you're keeping well. A lot of really good options. Honestly, the last three matches... Van de Veen, Jazz Jones, Van de Veen is on there. That's Big Dicky Mickey. It's Romero slash Big D. I just put them both because honestly, I thought they were absolutely both outstanding in every facet today. Udoghi does deserve nomination as well. There's only 4 poll options, and actually, that's a problem we're running into at Tottenham Hotspur. There's just not enough room to nominate everybody. There's just not enough room to nominate every single person that be balling out. Because last week, there was only 2 people that I didn't really like last week. Outside of that, I thought everyone was absolutely pivotal and very, very much crucial to what we did. But while we're here, go ahead and hit that like. Go ahead and hit that subscribe if you haven't already. Or hit the dislike. I do got some haters out there, so keep on disliking. We'll keep on doing our thing. And apparently you'll keep tuning in to at least give that one view and that dislike. So shout out you. And then I also participate in that poll. I see 10 votes already, 22 likes, so we're doing all right. Maddison so far has taken off ahead, and then Romero, Big Dicky Mickey's fighting. It's interesting because it's updating live as we do it. So it's actually super interesting to see that. But let's see who got the first place prize today. That would be Christoph Cavalet, says howdy Jay to all the Levy haters. Remember who hired Ainge and who bought all those players that are now on their way to the treble. Big up, Christoph. You got high hopes, it sounds like. Credit where credit's due. I always try to keep it 100 in that regard. The 3 dubs, whiskey, weekend, and win. Christoph, you get the first place prize of the day. First place YouTube chat member of the day is Rich. Undefeated. Talk to me nicely. Good evening, everyone. We are undefeated. And ain't it a beautiful feeling knowing that we haven't lost yet? I mean, Ainge Postecoglou has quite done a number here on the fan base, on the fans. We're all having a good time. We'll be joined by a guest a little bit later on. Like I said, this was an impromptu stream. I just honestly didn't bring anything to the channel yesterday, and I wanted to talk about the match before it, flutters away, because Tuesday We do have Fulham in the Carabao Cup, lest we forget. Underdogs to the treble. Here we go. I don't leave messages or chats, no likes, etc. My net trail is 0. But you've left 4 messages, and I would encourage you to leave a like. But you know what? You do what you want. Israel uncovered. Big up. Amir's in the house. Big up, everyone. Come on, you Spurs. Keeping that vibe immaculate. Israel, as always. Quiz. As you know, the sign off. Jay, you better be on time, you effing bitch. I'm already trying. Hi, Christoph. Howdy. I was a little late. I apologize. I was on the phone with a guy who's going to be joining us a little bit later on. And y'all know him. Y'all love him. He's a frequent flyer here on United Spurs of America. But that's why I was sweaty. I took the dog outside and whew, got me nice and sweaty. But big up Christoph Cavalets. Adrian Schrock is in the house. Is evening all. Big up, Adrian. Hope you're keeping well. Ange Ball has us Spurs fans suffering from vertigo. Because we're up here, right? On the top of the table. Are you talking about was that a U2 song? A place called Vertigo, I think is what they say. Ange Ball means nothing if USA is not on time. Late again. I'm so sorry. 45 seconds. That's all me, Christoph. Beer Talk's in the house. It's a long way to the top if you want to dock and roll. I think you meant rock and roll. But big up Beer Talk's in the house. I know he grabbed the free beer on the way. Free beer on the way in is basically just hitting a like. It's I use a metaphor or an analogy, not sure which one it would fall under, but it's like going to the party. When you bring free beer, it costs you nothing. It just makes the party better. And that's what hitting a like does for myself, for any content creator you may watch on the boob tube. Big up, Rich. I know I've never felt so comfortable with our back line as well. That's a peculiar feeling after last season. Absolutely peculiar feeling, Rich. It's a strange feeling. It's an unknown feeling, but you know what? You're spot on. Yosarian is in the house. Great morning, United Spurs. Introduce yourself first, mate. What? Oh, is that an Ainge quote? More sage and entertaining advice from Ainge in a press conference following another positive performance. Come on, you Spurs. Ad infinitum. Finitum. Finitum? Ad infinitum. Either way, come on, you Spurs. Yosarian, good morning, my friend. What is it, about 7 a.m., 7:45, 8:45, something like that for y'all out there? I'm trying to get to know your time zone so I can say, howdy, y'all. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever it may be for you. And if you're watching this back on playback, hit that like. Hello, how you doing? I see you. I appreciate you. Big ups to everyone who does watch this back after the fact, because you two are not you two the band, but you two are just as vital and important to the channel. Milton Nobrega, my Wollongong mate, says good afternoon, Jacob, and everyone in the chat. What a game. Absolutely buzzing. Great start to the weekend. Hope everyone is blessed and staying fresh. Can't believe the turnaround Ainge has done. Spot on, my friend. Absolutely spot on. I'm going to take my headphones off for a second because honestly, my hair is like bugging me. So sorry for triggering any of y'all that don't got the hair anymore. But I had to... Walking that dog out there in the sun was a mistake. But big up Milton Nobrega. Good morning, sir. And you know what? I asked what time it was out there in Australia, down under. And I've had my guest sending me heart emojis all afternoon. He says, grinners are winners, winners are grinners, what we eating for dinners. You know him, you love him. Let me bring him. Oh, no, he needs a minute. He's in the back room. Nope, he needs a minute. So we're going to stay on just for a second while he's good. You know what? I was going to try and think of something clever, but without further ado, Hotspur Hippie, what's going on, Paul, my man?
All right, I'm nearly at 1,500 subscribers. Come to my channel and subscribe. Anyway, I've got to go, Jacob. Thanks very much.
Oh, Hotspur Hippie.
What a night, man. What a night. What a fucking game, man.
What time was kickoff for you?
It was good last night. It was 9:30 p.m.
No, that's not bad at all. That's not bad at all. Wait, I thought it was so 5:30 kickoff for you is at 9 p.m., 9:30?
Oh, listen, you flat earther. The world is round, man. It was 9:30 p.m. 9:30 p.m. And I devoured my victory chocolate bar because we smashed the cherry, so I have my cherry right.
Oh, hell yeah. I didn't even have any props this week. Usually I You know, my wife has some maraschino cherries, some douches, some douchels. I don't know how you pronounce them, but
Well, I had this idea of maybe eat something when I'm doing a preview that's related to the team we're playing. It's easy to do the cherries, but then we've got Fulham, which is the cottagers, which I don't fancy doing, and then we're playing the Blades after that. So maybe I won't be doing the food themed thing on the build-ups.
oh, sorry, I was just reading. I got another. Remember, I told you about that really hateful person that was emailing me, calling me not a real fan. He sent me a lovely, nice long message. So if you're watching this, get that hug you so seek, my friend.
Are you not a real fan? Well, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, I'm not a real fan. Yeah, sorry about it. Not a real fan. Did you know? You can't be American and be a real fan, if you didn't know. Big up Adrian Soroka. We're going to keep the vibes immaculate. We're going to shrug off the haters. He said, P.S. I unsubbed after a very long, nasty message. Actually, several long, nasty messages. It's strange. You know, I hadn't actually received a lot of nasty people that tune into the show, but this is the first viewer of the channel that has been nasty to me. So it's actually, I feel like now it's like a rite of passage for YouTube, right? It's like you're gonna have those people giving you shit and emailing you nasty things, but you know what? Sorry about that. I'm gonna keep the vibes immaculate here. I try to not give.
There's more of us than them, though. You're all right.
Yeah, you're right about that, Paul. You are absolutely spot on, my friend. Rich also says only made better by them lot drawing to Forest. I was
beautiful.
No, they drew to Fulham. Forest was playing United.
And I just watched a quick thing on Talk Sport, and it looks like Arsenal fans really aren't happy at the moment. I didn't watch the Arsenal game, but it sounds like Arteta's playing players out of position. Havertz is dog shit. Declan Rice is crap. So it's a real good state of turmoil. And it's funny, like you look at, you know, Havertz and Rice. Yeah, okay, new signings or whatever. But look at us, Maddison, Udogie. You know, we're fitting in our new Vicario. Our players are just hitting the deck running. So, you know, it just shows you the difference between Arteta and Postecoglou.
Absolutely. I love Postecoglou. I love Postecoglou so much. Scott M's in the house, another YouTube chat member. Want to make sure I say hello. This is a great. You know, he's just said he didn't actually get it. He didn't watch the game today, so he was just here to support the channel. Which big up Scott, always supporting the channel. This is a great example of someone who you can disagree with on a lot of fronts, but is still a good person. You know, just because we disagree on something, don't mean you have to email me nasty stuff, you nasty, sad person. Jamie Gitt says, big up all. Looks like Dr. Tottenham is taking a sabbat. I think Dr. Tottenham's dead. I think Ainge killed that motherfucker on the way in. Right. Exactly. But Scott, I don't think he's too happy with Ainge.
Sorry.
No. I was just going to say, I don't think Scott's too happy with Ainge. But he didn't watch the game, so he's not going to comment yet. But he will watch the game, and then I'll be curious what he's going to say. What were we going to say, though, Paul?
It's funny, like, because I woke up this morning and I was thinking of doing a stream myself this morning. So, but then I thought I'd watch what Ange said after the game, and he just summed up the game so perfectly. I just thought, I got nothing. What have I got to say? I'm just going to be saying what he said, because he speaks so honestly. He says it the way that I think a lot of the football fans can see it. The way he described the game, he's a hell of a guy.
Yeah. He's absolutely a hell. Sorry, just my thing started pinging. Guess what? I just got 4 new emails from this lovely bloke. The haters, man. Take a day off. It's okay. We won today. Feel all right. You don't have to. He's threatening me, telling me he's going to get my channel taken down. He's going to get my El Paso Spurs supporters club taken down. He also said,
"What'd you do, man? What the fuck?"
He said, after the way you treated Kate, which Kate is a lovely woman who was on the channel last Friday a week ago and was on a pop-up.
Just a girl who loves Spurs.
Yeah, it was a pop-up show we did, and there was a lot of debate going on, and then people were getting personal in the chat. So I tried to pull the conversation away from the chat, just say, hey, the chat's going to do what it's going to do. But let's just debate the points here and let's not get silly. The chat got silly, undoubtedly, which apparently is my fault, by the way. What people chat in the chat is my fault, because go ask Kate. That's what I'd say. If you think Kate has a problem with it, ask her and her husband why we chatted on the phone for an hour and a half after the show was over. But yeah, and so this guy is absolutely silly. Absolutely silly. I'm trying to not pay it no mind, but I just keep getting the email notification. I'm like, oh, 4 new emails. Wonder what that is. It's lovely messages from a sad individual. Milton Nobrega. Kickoff was 9:30 p.m. Saturday. Thank you for that. Elvis G says evening. Another YouTube chat member. Sorry, I'm trying to get back to keeping the vibes immaculate, y'all.
Yeah,
we'll work into it. Yeah, it's the first 20 minutes of a show. It's just, I get really irked when people tell me I'm not a real fan because I wasn't beat over the head as a kid about Tottenham Hotspur. Like, sorry about it.
All you got to do to be a fan is say, "Come on, you Spurs." And I don't care if someone said it 2 seconds ago and they're 80 years old. They're as big a fan as me. I
agree. It doesn't matter if you've supported for 1 season or 100 seasons. If you're a supporter of Tottenham, you're a supporter of Tottenham. That's just the way it is.
There's no pecking order. There's no hierarchy. There's no bloody power structure. Just fans. You follow a team and that's it. Who cares?
Yeah, there he goes. Send me another email. Jacob, you are a poor Texan. I get it. But you have brains. Pick the right fights in the future. Don't make enemies of people that can have your channel removed for misrepresenting official Tottenham El Paso. Don't do it, lad. Don't pick fights you can't win. That's the latest email I got. I don't know what fight I picked, but this guy needs maybe a strong cup of coffee. He needs to sober up. Obviously drunk as a fool.
If they're from England, then it would be 10?
No, they're not from England.
11 o'clock. Sorry?
I don't think they're from England, but same time zone.
Oh, okay, so it's like 11 o'clock at night, so big night on the Terps maybe.
Yeah.
Don't sweat it, man. Don't sweat it.
I guess when you start, I guess that means you're doing something right when people want to bring you down, right? That's what that means. When
yeah, and I don't know how many. I mean, you tend to get a lot more in your people watching your live streams, like 100 or so, or 200 or whatever, and you've got 199 people. Well, and you've got those people watching. Maybe 10% will comment, and then 0.1% will be like this. So the vast majority of people are just chilling out, lying on the couch. Like I say, it's 11 p.m. in England. They might be chilling out, having a doobie, having a beer, just relaxing, just using it as meditation. So, don't worry about it, man.
Well, big ups to everyone who's here, despite the lack of immaculate vibes so far. But we'll get back there. I appreciate y'all. David Calvino's in the house. Says, big up, Jacob, watching match of the day, but I still have my eye on the chat. Big up, David. Hope you're doing well. Let me know if you see any bangers out there, any banger goals that we need to keep an eye on. Zortex in the house. What a performance today. I love Ainge. Udogie or Van de Veem for man of the match. Now, Paul, I'm going to ask you yours, but I'm going to ask you an additional question, but not yet. We'll do the whole show, and then at the end of the show.
Up, man,
yeah, don't worry. I'm not going to immediately throw you into the deep end, buddy. Don't you worry about that. Yes, Scott. Scott just texted me, and yes, to answer your question, yes, that is who it is. Peter M. Big up, Jacob. I'm in London, so I saw it local time. Respect for all the Spurs fans who watched at odd hours and lost sleep. Daniel Horton got up at 3:20 a.m. I got up at 5:15 for this one. About 5:10, 5:15 that I woke up. I went to bed early, planning my life around Ainge Ball. That's how much of a difference he's made to me. Whereas Conte, I'm reluctantly waking up as we're kicking off because I know I'm not going to miss anything in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, just hitting the snooze.
Keep on snoozing. This one, now I wake up, I'm like, what 11 did he pick? Because I don't know, and I want to find out. So there's a lot of excitement upon waking up to Ainge Ball, honestly.
Yeah.
Big up, Jamie Gitt is in the house. Angel brings Scott around, don't you worry.
He's an immovable force, but I know Scott will warm to him eventually.
That's what I think I said it on Irish Hotspur. I gave Scott a shout and I said, look, even anyone like Scott, I used the barbecue analogy, and I brought you up as well, Paul. I said, the train, it's not too late. There's plenty of links to jump on. We're all headed to the same place, and that's the barbecue party that we're having at Ange's place. And you've already been there. Your ass print is all over them chairs. I showed up. I jumped in the pool, started taking shots. Michael has now came, and now he's loving life. He's having the best time now that he's here at the party. He's texting me all type of stuff. Like, I love Ange. He's in Vegas this week, and he got 2 hours of sleep, and he woke up at 4:30 to watch it.
Wow.
He got 2 hours of sleep because that boy out there partying in Vegas. Shout out Michael, my man.
He's not a real fan.
He's not a real fan because he's yeah. That's right. He was in geographical location. But big up Jamie Gitt. Big up Peter. Says big up Jacob. I already read that. Whoopsie. Christopher Laplan. Another. I don't know if that's how you say it. I don't know if it's like a French last name or what. But big up Jacob. Such a great game. Absolutely such a great game. Oh, I see. I got. I'm gonna skip ahead in the chat. There's a super chat that has come in from Rich. Big up, Rich. Says, don't sweat the haters, sending immaculate vibes. Thank you so much for that, Rich. You being here cheers me up. You sending the super chat makes me feel all tingly. So you know what? If that don't bring the good vibes, I don't know what will. So thank you so much, Rich, for reminding me that exactly what Paul was saying while I started sweating, which was there's more of us than them. So let's keep it G.
Always the way, man.
That's always the way. That's always the way. I'm super behind in the chat. Name and shame him, Jacob. No, I'm not like that. I'm trying to keep the vibes immaculate. But I'm sure, Jazz, you know who it is. I'm sure you know who it is. Lazy Eight's in the house. Hey, it's Paul. Hey, Paul. Have you heard of this Postacoglu? Yep. See, Lazy Eight was on with me at the Irish Hotspur, and I brought you and said you're the first person and you're the first person for a lot of people to mention Ange Postacoglu, and but yes, Lazy
I've not heard of him.
You never heard of the guy?
Yeah, Nick's right. Tell me more. Tell me more, Nick. Clue me in on the fella.
Big up, everybody. If I've missed your comments, sorry. I see Mountain Bushman's in the house. Big up, Mountain Bushman. Daniel Horton. Oh, so you're in Alaska? Okay, I was wondering when you said Fairfield or Fairbanks. I was like, isn't that California? I thought that was 4 a.m. for y'all.
That's what I thought as well. That's where I was going.
But so Daniel's saying Alaska.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So it's Happy Sunday for my Australian friends. Happy Sunday, Paul.
Yeah.
Happy Sunday, everybody.
You are behind in the chat. 7:45. It's 8 o'clock now, man.
Oh shoots! I just want to make sure I at least say hi to everybody.
Yeah.
Said hi to. No. Oh, you laying down now, Paul? Giving us the full feature.
No, you got work to do, haven't you? You got to catch up with chat, haven't you? So
Yeah,
I keep interrupting you. Sorry, Jacob.
No, hey, that's when you're here, you don't interrupt me. You never let me speak, so I'm already used to it. Just let me speak, and then you'll hear my point.
Just ask me a question.
You gotta let me. You cut me off. I love you, Paul. Thank you for being here. Everyone, go sub to the Hotspur Hippie if you haven't already. I'm going to put it in the title in 1 second. Adrian Lawrence says, is Udogi injured? Excuse me, is Ugodi injured? He came off injured, but the official Ainge quote at the in post match was, he's fine. He wanted to keep playing, but per the rules, you have to take him off first and then let him go on. We thought, you know what? It would be better to
keep
it would be better to go ahead and keep that's what it was. Keep the energy up and bring on Benny and bring on the other likes, because to keep the energy up, Destiny wanted to keep playing. If you want to keep playing and the manager says you're fine in the post-match press conference, I think you're going to be okay. I wouldn't be surprised if on Tuesday we let him rest. Let's see Ben Davies. Let's give him a run. I mean, I don't personally want it. Maybe we do Van de Veen out there on the left, try something funky. But I don't know. It's a short turnover. 72 hours until our next match?
No. That's right. Yeah.
It's kind of how much we want to risk it for the biscuit. You know what I'm saying? But I know. I think he also said that he officially kicked the ground at one. So stub toe. Don't sound too bad. YouTube closed captions translate Postacoglu as postal code glue. That's hilarious. That's absolutely hilarious. Christopher LeBlanc, I love Arteta because you can count on him to destroy the Gooner fans' morale. Hey, in Arteta we trust. Keep the message going. No one say Arteta out when they start crying for it.
Trust the process, Gooners.
Yeah. Let's see. Jacob, the most misunderstood dude on YouTube. Jamie, I appreciate that. I don't know. You might be right. Some people they don't get me, but that's okay. Y'all that are here, you do get me. You understand. You understand what I'm trying to do here. Adrian Shroka, Jacob, mate, there are some sad sickos out there. You are absolutely spot on. There are some weird sickos out there. All fans are equal. Some are more equal than others. That's a good one, Jamie. I didn't find Spurs until I was 45. 13 years now, says Daniel. Big up, Daniel Horton. But you're not a real... No, I'm sorry. I can't even say it with a straight face. I'm trying to joke about it, to make, because making jokes about it always make you feel better. So I'm just going to joke about it. If you ever hear me say that, it's always joking. From here on out, if you ever hear me say that I'm not a real fan or you're not a real fan, it's all joke. It's all love because people are silly. Come on, you Spurs. Only been a Spurs fan for 3 years. Spurs fan, you're not a Spurs fan. Even though your name says Spurs fan and you've been a Spurs fan, you're actually not a Spurs fan. In fact, if you didn't know. Adrian Lawrence, the fact we have a global fan base is one of our greatest strengths. Big ups for that. Joy Vibes, Spurs peeps, Paul Jacob, big up, says the Dub Shaman. Big up, Dub Shaman. Hope you're going and living well. See, Shearman, Sofa scored through 3 games, and there's a bunch of numbers, but James Maddison looking sexy. Yves Bissouma looking pretty nice, too. Jacob, the shirt you were wearing is a big clue. Uh-oh. What's wrong with my shirt?
I think it's a big clue that you might be a Spurs fan.
I'm not. You can buy a Spurs shirt. You can wake up and watch Spurs for years, but you're not a Spurs fan. Joe Neth, Jacob, remember, opinions are like asses. Or assholes. Yep, you're absolutely right about that. What? I don't know what that means. Big up, Leo, Mile High Hotspur. Hope you're keeping well. Yep, everyone has one. Yep, I got you. AC's in the house. It does ease me that Kulu and Sonny keep improving each game. I was concerned after Brentford. This is a good point that I actually do want to talk about. Paul, you've heard me many a times talk about Kulu and what his ineffectiveness, his inability to do certain things, but that I didn't want to box him in and I didn't want to say this is what he can do or can't do, but that I just want more from him. Now, I think he didn't have a good first 45, but the second 45, he got the goal, and it was because of work rate, it was because of positional awareness, and it was that never quitting on a ball. And that's what started it in the first place, was Destiny Ugodi going to that end line and keeping that ball alive. But if Kulu's not hustling on that play, he doesn't make that cut into the box like that and be there in the position. Like much how Ay Papi Chulo Matesar's first goal last week was. So with that in thought, like it gives me hope, more hope that, maybe he got it off his back. People have been saying we need more from him. I'm one of those. Michael, the other half United Spurs of America, he did text me and was like, hey, you better you better make the love as loud as the disrespect on Kulu. And I was like, look, man, I never disrespect him. I never tried to disrespect him. Now, sometimes I can get lost in the moment and maybe speak out of bounds slightly, but who doesn't? We have fun. But I've always said I want him to be better and that I haven't closed the door on him. And I've said the same thing about Richarlison. But the fact that he got the goal gives me some hope going forward that, once you break the seal, so to speak, the water is going to flow. And it's almost the thing we've been talking about with Richarlison, where we want him to score so he can get it off his chest and now we can go forward. Do you think Kulusevski, with a goal yesterday for you, do you think that now we can see a propelled and accelerated version of this guy in regards to goals and assists? Because defensively, the work rate has been fine. He's been winning the ball plenty of times defensively, and positionally, there's been some really good points made by other content creators about him defensively and the work rate he puts in on that side. So if that's all good, now we just need to get the part where he's an attacker, get him attacking in an effective way. So this is a very long form question, but I'm gonna go back to it. Kulusevski, do you think that now, since he got the goal, is it gonna propel him to keep going, or do you think we're gonna see the same kind of 2 games off, 1 game on kind of thing from him?
Yes.
Yes.
No, he's been improving each game, and last night I didn't think he actually had a bad 45 minutes. Like what I've been liking about him this year is that, like last year, he just seemed to go really wobbly and he was losing the ball a lot. Whereas this year, he hasn't been losing the ball; he's been keeping the ball. It's just that it's not been effective at the punch. So shooting at the goalkeeper or not crossing it well. But he hasn't been crap because he hasn't been losing the ball and being roasted. So to see him just sneak in and poach that goal last night, I think it's going to do well of good for his confidence, isn't it? I think the whole game will do good for him. I'm excited. Both him and Son, after a slow start, which is probably a throwback to last year, they're both growing and growing and growing. The Son's growing a bit quicker, but Kulu is also. So I'm pretty happy at the moment with him, man.
Well, while we're talking about the fact that both of them have improved over the span of these, I would agree with the Kulusevski assessment as well. That first match, woeful. Second match, okay. And today I thought was okay, but he got a goal too. So that's an improvement in any shape or form. Yeah. Any way we want to look at
goal. it. Nice, centre forward goal, pretty much. It was a good touch he had on it. Very good finish.
Well, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the first goal first.
So good, man.
I mean, James Maddison, Yves Bissouma, Ep37, Matisar. This midfield. What's going on, Paul? Are we making adult films in the midfield, or what are we doing here?
I don't know. I mean, I said this during the week. I'm beginning to think that our midfield 3, is there a better midfield 3 anywhere at the moment? Because they're connecting to each other. Well, they're connecting with each other so well, but then they've got the extra bonuses of Udogie and Porro doing their bits as well. It's like they're almost like being psychic with each other at the moment. You've got Maddison, who dribbles and he's always looking for that peculiar ball through to the front. Basuma, you can't get the ball off him, and Sarr just runs like a nutter all over the pitch. It's a really good blend they've got going there. They've got really good chemistry. I'm so excited watching. Well, not just the midfield, but our fullback. Like the whole bloody team was good, man. The whole bloody team. But that goal, man, Maddison, the through ball from Sarr though, that was the thing that got me. One ball that just split the Bournemouth defence in 2. And who's on the end of it? Only James bloody Maddison. Bang, 1-0. Thank you very much. It was great.
Absolutely beautiful. I mean, you said it great. I think, the way that Sarr, I made this point on an earlier show, I believe it was the Irish Hotspur. Shout out to Irish Hotspur every time. That Ep37 Matisar, he could have very simply laid it off to Richarlison, who was right in front of him, or look for the harder, more intricate, sexier, I call them butter cutters. You know what I'm talking about? Them passes that cut that butter straight. Ooh, put it on my cornbread, daddy, because I'm hungry. And they got them butter cutters. Papa Matisar is learning to pass from James Maddison, who, by the way, had a few butter cutters on the day. I need to keep a butter cutter count and see who really out here slicing it. Because personally, even Pedro Porro, if you remember he was so upset because he did not expect that butter cutter to come through his way. And it did.
That far away, wouldn't he, man? He was so close to it. But yeah, I like that. When you got a player like that, like you say, Sarr's on the edge of the box there, and any lesser player would be maybe holding it up or passing it out wide or something, whereas Sarr just knew somehow that Maddison would be running in and just threaded a perfect one through. It was glorious, man.
That's absolutely beautiful. I'm buttercutters, man. Talk to me nicely. Talk to me nicely. Sorry, getting a lot more emails from my number one fan. I'm just going to read it out for you, Paul, just so we can laugh on air. He says he sees right through me. Says I sold out. You could have had comp tickets to the lane, buddy. Now you're losing that. Dang, buddy. Sorry about that. He says you'll get it one day, Jakes. You're still young, dumb, and naive. Until then, learn from Paul Beatty and Adrian Schroka, the old timers. Well, Shirley, but don't call me Shirley. If I'm supposed to learn from Paul, he's on my show. We speak every day.
He's on my side. He's on my side.
He's on your side. Yeah, fuck me. Yeah, fuck me. He's on your side, Paul. Yeah, so he says I need to learn from you and Adrian Schroka, which at every moment I've always said I enjoy fans like you, Adrian, Kuva, others who've been a fan
me too, man.
Yeah, I love all fans. Whether you've been a fan for a year, you've been a fan for 50 years. Like I said, it really doesn't matter. But apparently to this guy it does. He says you're so offside with what happened to Kate. I hope you sorted it and you let it happen. What? Bro, I have talked to Kate. Get a life, my guy. Like what is this white knight? She has a husband, bro. She ain't going to shag you. What are you doing? I don't know why people have to feel like it's the white knight syndrome. Man needs help. Big up Alexander Hilton Steak in the house.
I don't see how anyone can see through your. Oh no, I can't fat shame you, man. But
oh, I am a little thick, but damn, Paul, that's a butter cutter right there. Jones says Perisic looked really good today. Yeah, I love that punch he threw too. It was a nice little right jab if you saw it. VAR saw it and said, "No, it's okay. I liked it too."
Holy shit, man! I thought he was good. I thought he was gone. I think maybe we might have had another referee who was mates with the VAR guy, because he just grabbed his shirt and he jabbed him. It was like there's no way he's not getting a red card for that funky stuff. But no, nothing. VAR check, nothing to see.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Beautiful.
Absolutely beautiful.
I liked actually that the referee was letting a few things go.
He did. I did too. There were in the first half as well. There were both sides. I always like it that way. I prefer the least amount the ref can be involved in the match, the better for me. And I think the better for the viewer, because it just keeps the flow of play going. And anytime it's like you shoulder check a guy, it's like, come on. Then you set the tempo for the game to be this start, stop. Like, I don't know, man. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed everything. I thought this match, I thought the United match as well last week, there were two the officiating I thought was pretty decent. I don't know if anyone in the chat feels different. Let me know. Good to know. Christopher LaPlante. It is LaPlante and not LaPlante. Because out here in the South, Christopher LaPlante, ready for pickup? Big up Hotspur. Big up John Murray, new name in the chat, says, you goatee stub toe maybe. Absolutely. Yeah, he did stub his toe. Daniel Horton, what is your 11 for the game? I will star this. And this is a good moment to say, if you have a question, obviously you can super chat and we'll talk about it right away. But if you want to do the free thing, which is what I suggest, which is what I apparently I'm a sellout and I only do it for the money. But every fucking live stream I say, if you want to do the free thing and have a question asked by the panel or have a question answered by the panel and want to talk about it, just hit a Q, a capital Q, or just a Q dash, and then whatever you want to say, I'll star it along the way. So Daniel, I will star this. Although it doesn't have a Q, I will star it and we'll talk about this later on. But I appreciate you doing that. So again, I know apparently I'm a corporate sellout and I allow Kate to get abused from Just a Girl Who Loves Spurs, which shout out Just a Girl Who Loves Spurs. Great channel over there. You should go sub. But apparently I allow her to get abused for super chats is what I'm accused of in these emails from my number one fan. But I will star this and we'll talk about it later. But any questions, if y'all have any questions you want to talk about, you don't want to super chat, you want to do the free thing, I'm all about free. Hitting a like is free. Participating in the poll, free. hitting a Q dash, that to me, I'll find it, I'll star it, and we'll talk about it. No worries. Daniela Zito's in the house. Hopefully not too many changes are made on Tuesday. I agree with you. I hope not. Alexander Hilton, Sanchez, and Van de Veen left back. Maybe. It might be a good opportunity to see what Van de Veen could offer us in that left back position, a more forward role. Or Paul, let me ask you while I run through some more of the chat. What do you think? Is it better for Van de Veen, a young guy who 3 Premier League matches in looks not out of no, he does not look out of his depths. I think from the first start to today, he's looked absolutely rock solid.
He's been
I'm just going to toot my own horn. I did say back in January, Rich knows what I'm talking about. Rich, the YouTube chat member, he knows. I've been talking about Mickey Van de Veen since January. And to see him balling out in this fashion, I didn't even think he was going to start out this well and this solid. But do you think it could hinder his ability to keep progressing in that position if we just threw him out there at the left back and see what he does?
First off, I haven't seen. I've been going through your videos, mate, and I've not seen any evidence.
You need that
data extraction about you. No, I with my limited football knowledge, I wanted Van de Veen because he could play on the left back if we needed to. But man, I'm just enjoying seeing him and Romero playing together. So I wouldn't really be disturbing that, you know. But it gives us options, though, doesn't it, to play him at left back and bring someone, you know, Sanchez maybe. Oh, no. Van de Ven I want Van de Ven and Romero at centre half because they've been phenomenal. They didn't put a foot wrong. I can't think of a mistake last night. I mean, the perfectly timed tackles and for all this, you know, the things I heard about Van de Ven was, oh, he's not very good in the air. My arse, he's not. He was winning every header because he's like 6'5" to start off with, and he was winning everything. So and I was amazed at how far Van de Ven and Romero were actually getting up the pitch at certain points as well.
Mm-hmm. A free license to roam, like old Bessie.
Yeah, but not in a flaky sort of, you know, irresponsible Eric Dyer way, you know, where he used to go for excursions up the pitch and then we'd concede a goal. It'd be like they'd be up the pitch. But then when we need them back, they're already there. I loved it. I think it's great.
I think it's absolutely great too. Got another email telling me how broke and jobless I am, and he asked if
man, it's not the end of the world.
He said, if you need money, just ask. You want me to drop some super chats? And I said, yes, please. So if we get some super chats rolling in, you will know who the hater is. He says he's gonna. Yeah, he's talking about how broke I am, and if I need money, go ahead then, drop some money. You go ahead. I'll read it. I'll read your super chats, you fucking loser. Gio Rea, big up, buddy. Says what's going on, Spurs family. Gio Rea, amazing performance by Porro today. Really amped his game after Man U. I thought Man U, Porro showed that defensively he could be okay. There were some moments where our entire back line got caught out of position. I think 2 times I remember from United. Today, I don't think it happened. They had one really great shot from the outside in the first half, and then before halftime, I think it was 24 or someone, they had a curling shot. It just went wide. It was, I mean, I remember watching that replay like, that could have been a worldie that man just scored, but it didn't go in, you know?
Are you familiar with Gary Neville?
Yeah, I know him as a broadcaster, though.
Right, yeah. So he came out with a comment the other week, and I think it might have been at half time during the Man United game. And he said, "Oh, what's Tottenham trying to do playing like this? You know, fullbacks can't do this. The reason why fullbacks play there is because 95% of them can't take a ball on a half turn. Well, it looks like we've got 2 that are in the 5%, and I think Gary Neville was only saying that because he was shit and he was in the 95% of dumbass fullbacks. All he had to do was kick the ball up the line of David Beckham his whole career. So, you know, I think Porro, man, after it was the first 10 minutes of the Man United game where he just wasn't getting close to his man. That was it. Mm-hmm. But then after that, he was using his speed to shepherd players out. And last night, I mean, did anyone? He never. I don't think he didn't get skinned once, did he? He was immaculate.
He was absolutely immaculate. That's a good assessment there, Paul, because he did get burnt out a little bit there on the side. Big up Scott M. There's the super chat.
It's not Scott, is it? It's not Scott, is it? Scott's the hater, is
Scott's the one saying you're not accepted because you weren't born into it.
You
What a
uninformed
Canadian. Oh my God. If I could show, I really want to share my screen and just show y'all the messages, but this is not a drama show. This is Spurs show. I want to keep the vibes immaculate. I did consult with the producer of the show. His name's Paul Bader, not Beatty. So it's not this guy. And he actually works on another channel called Hotspur Jones. But I consorted with him beforehand. I said, should I call this dude out? Should I show the messages that I'm receiving from this hater? You said no. And I was like, you're right. We need to keep the vibes immaculate.
The higher ground.
Up, yeah, moral high ground. There you go. Moral high ground. I'm going to take the moral high ground. Big up, Scott. No, you're not the hater. Scott.
He's the Ange hater at the moment. At the moment.
He's coming to the barbecue, though. He just ain't bringing swim trunks or an appetite, but he'll get hungry once he splashed around that pool a little bit. Come on.
Come on in, Scott.
Come on, Scott.
Come on.
We need to make a siren song and lure him into the Ainge world, because I think as soon as his socks get blowed off the way they have for me, he's never going to want to go home.
Did I read it right that Scott hasn't seen the game yet from last night?
Yes, that's what he said in the beginning. Okay. He said that he hadn't watched it yet.
Give it a go, Scott. Entertaining game, man.
It was great. It was a great watch. There's only, again, just don't watch Richarlison unless you want to see him in the second half. He didn't even, normally he falls over when you touch him or you breathe on him or you think about hitting him, he'll fall. But today it was actually the ball that took him out. It was quite new heights. We're reaching new heights. We're going to talk about Richarlison because obviously I'm trying to get the vibes back to immaculate. If I try and talk about this hater in my emails versus, Richarlison, it's going to be a big nasty episode and the vibes won't be immaculate. So let's go. Let's keep the talk on someone
I'll be
great.
back in a second, man.
Yeah, no worries. I'll run through some in the chat. Jacob said, you goatee, very adept. Absolutely. He is the GOAT. Maddison is on fire, says Mark Saunders. Luis, do you think Romero and Van de Ven is the second best defensive partnership? It remains to be seen, Luis. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but I will say, boy, does it look good already. I am enjoying it so much. Jacob, yes, Kulu will be scoring more. Big up Shamu's in the house as well. C. Sherman says Maddison making it hard for him not to be the starting number 10 in England squad. Interesting. Yeah. I mean, 2 assists and a goal in 3 matches.
Yeah, unfortunately, we've got Gareth Southgate as a manager, so, don't expect any sparkle there.
Southgate, I often compare him. I say he's the English version of Greg Berhalter, which that's the manager of the U.S. men's team. Then so here's what happened with him. We hired him. Then a video came out of him kicking his wife. So then we fired him, but then we rehired him. But now there's an interim who also interim manages, and then he sometimes part manages. It don't make sense to me, bro. It really don't make sense to me.
Maybe you might see Mason Greenwood in a US shirt then.
Apparently he's trying to transfer nationalities as well. Daniel, you might be the furthest north. You might be. Dub Shaman, I'm in rural North Pakistan. That's pretty remote. That is pretty remote. I want to say big up Never a Foul. Shout out to Never a Foul. I see they sent some beautiful viewers on over our way. Shout out to Never a Foul for that love that they're sharing. I always appreciate the love being shared amongst YouTube community. While you're here, hit a like, participate in that poll. Let us know who your man of the match was. Even if you're a rival, I'm sure you could appreciate what a man like Maddison does. What a man like Maddison has done and will continue to do for Tottenham. Honestly, I didn't even know if he was starting when I woke up at 5 a.m. Yeah. I did not know he was even starting, but I saw him starting. Not only was he starting, he was absolutely wreaking havoc.
He was your man of the match, was he?
Well, can't give anything away now, can we, Paul? Okay. We're saving that for the end. We want to keep the people here, and then at the end they get the big reveal, the plot. The plot is revealed to viewers at the end of the video.
Okay.
Yeah. Big up Psychedelic Shallon in the house. So big up Jacob and Paul. Whoever that salty hater is can rot in the basement and they can crawl in the sewer. They're probably jealous that you have a brilliant channel whilst he's stuck in the bin. He's definitely in the bin somewhere, but I don't know which one. But big up Psychedelic Shallon showing some love. It always perks me up when I see some love from y'all. That always makes me feel a little bit better. Mark Saunders says Spurs are looking good. Just need a top class striker, and then good shout for top 4. Let's. How soon is too soon to get ahead of ourselves here, Paul?
Oh no, we're going for the treble, man.
The treble's on. Treble's on. Well, technically, it is. Mathematically, the treble is 100% on. Adrian Lawrence, yeah. Big up. I'm loving some of the photos coming out. Paul, let me talk to you a little bit about that while I catch up on the chat, because I'm super behind and want to say hello to everybody. The vibes, not on this channel, but in they've been less than immaculate today, I must say. But in the locker room, the vibes around there's pretty good, no? Right? We're seeing Instagram comments and then players replying to each other saying, my baller, my G, my dog, my homie, blah, 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 make out with me, dog. Wait, that was my comment. But they're commenting on each other and they're showing a lot of love for each other. I feel like the vibes in the locker room are becoming immaculate.
I think so, man. There's a bit of, a bit of bonding because the players are trusting each other a lot on the pitch and they're backing each other up. When one player's going running off into space, another player's covering where they came from. It's it's almost this total football sort of thing. I know Ange said there is a structure to it, but to my eyes, it's very pleasing, and you can only do that if there's a strong spirit in the team. If there's a bit of argy-bargy or whatever, or if the vibes are not immaculate, are you really gonna take so many risks and play with so much flair because you don't know if this guy's gonna back you up or not? It's probably just a reflection of how they're performing on the pitch. They're an incredible unit at the moment.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Big up Dub Shaman. Daniel Horton, you need to ignore the guy who's baiting you. He's getting off every time he's mentioned. You're right, Daniel. You're right. We're almost an hour into the show. I think it's a perfect time to say refresh. Maybe I should change my shirt. Big up Luis Sherman says, email dude needs a hot dinner. He needs a hot dinner and a hug. And I told him, bro, I got a hug for you if you really need one. Let me tell you that much. Big up Nathan in the house. Let me make sure I say hello. Any new names? There's a question from Adrian. I got his starred. Elvis G. I bet your favorite fan wouldn't say anything to your face. Just ignore him. No, I even told him. He started threatening me, and I told him. I said, look, man, I'll send you my address. I'll send you I ain't afraid of some dude on the internet. I'll send you my address. Come say hello. Big up the Americanca is in the house as well.
It's 522-451167 El Paso Drive.
I'm gonna get your supporter club shut down because the way I don't even understand. Americanca says the psychology of stalkers is that they crave attention, even negative attention. So reading their emails, giving him what he wants. Very good point. I'm moving on. And then thank you for everyone. And this has been public therapy for me. Because it's supposed to be an immaculate vibe day. We just won. We're undefeated after 3 matches. I know we were that under Nuno, but it's not like what we saw under Nuno, where Heung-min Son pulls a great goal out of his ass versus City in week 1. We're creating goals in which we cannot stop scoring. And it doesn't matter who. It's not Nick Lazy 8. I want to shout him out on the Irish Hotspur. I was chatting with him and Jack, and I keep shouting him out because obviously you need to go sub to the Irish Hotspur. But we were talking. And he made a really good point that these goals that we're seeing, it's not an individual brilliance, like an individual moment of brilliance. Like a Harry Kane takes the ball at the top of the box, puts it left, puts it right, shot, bang, top corner. You know what I'm saying? It's
good team goals.
It's team goals. And the Kulu goal reminded me of the Ben Davies goal, reminded me of the Sarr. Now, the Sarr one was a great finish, but it's just that energy. Keeping up, never doubting that the play is still alive. And I think that's what we're seeing. Big up Skinny Lee's in the house as well. Want to make sure I say hello to everybody. I see a super chat has come in from Howie, so let me get to it. Skip ahead in the chat. Sorry if I missed anybody. Howie Ice says, question, what does inverted fullback mean? Paul, you want to start this one off for us, or shall I?
Well, it sort of means your fullback, instead of just running up the sideline and just booting it to a midfielder, they're coming more into the middle of the pitch.
Mm-hmm.
So you end up with so what will happen is one will come in, so you'll overload midfield, and then you start playing as if you've got a 3 at the back, not a 5, like a proper 3 at the back. So it just gives extra options. I think he really came into play like, it came into play last night because Basuma was getting marked a little bit, but then all of a sudden you've got another player that they've got to worry about, and so their attention gets diverted. It's it's a great way to play, but you need strong centre backs to be able to play that because they've got to provide so much more coverage, and it looks like we've got them at the moment. Is that your understanding? Because I don't know anything about tactics, man.
Yeah. My understanding of it, I mean, I'm like you. I know what I see and what I, can understand, right? So my understanding of inverted fullbacks, which big up Howie, thank you for the super chat, is Kate texted me and she said, I didn't even know that person liked me. He seems very angry. And so I said, sorry. I just want to say sorry. Big up Philip Bidwell came over from the Never a Foul raid. Let me know if you're here from Never a Foul. I always want to, at the end of the show, I like to text Kaz. And I don't text, I mostly text Kaz. But shout out Daps, Mo, everyone over there at the Never a Foul family. One of my favorite top 6 channels. You can always find their channel as well. If you go to the United Spurs of America, I put their channel in the bottom of like featured channels or channels that I've been on. Hotspur Hippie's on there as well, in case you didn't know. You can only put 6, so I put you in there. You're my top 6, Paul. But so is Never Foul. So big up everybody who came over from Never Foul. I do appreciate y'all being here. I say this, if you're a rival fan, I said this a little bit earlier ago, but if you want to get a question read or answered and you don't want to pay for a super chat, just hit a Q and a dash and I'll see it and I'll start. I've already got a few of them start up, so don't worry. Don't think that I've missed it. Hopefully I haven't missed them. Hopefully I haven't missed any questions. I'm going through making sure I haven't. Is the violin for Arsenal? It's actually a cello, which is basically just a large-ass violin if you think about it. Lazy 8 says January is when we can ask that question. The treble is on, says Sheerman, top of the league for a few minutes. We are Spurs fans. We got to be delusional. You got to take what you can. Philip Bidwell, no point in voting as I haven't even seen the highlights. You can just say Maddison. For anyone who didn't watch the match, Maddison.
Don't give it away.
No, I'm just saying because it's a sure bet. And I've honestly, this is such a good problem for us to have. It's such a good problem for us to have.
Really hard picking a man of the match out of last night. There were so many good performances.
It's almost easier to pick your non-man of the match, your invisible man of the match, maybe.
Well, I don't want to. We won 2-0. We were, he was part of the team. I don't want to go too negative. You know what I mean, man? It's like, okay, someone is going to be not so good sometimes in a game, and I just think I don't know, because I did watch a couple of things, and that it was like we won 2-0 and we were brilliant, but Richarlison was crap. We need a new striker. It's like, just chill a bit, man. I think he did play his part in the first half, and we came away with the 3 points. So
Elvis G, double dipping, but not in the salsa or the queso. Double dipping. He's a YouTube member and he's super chatting. Shout out the GOAT. We're just here on an hour, and we're here on an hour, and he's saying let's keep the vibes immaculate. Shout out Elvis G. I appreciate you being here. I do appreciate you, and I've got a bunch of comments start up, so let's keep it going. Big up Bader's in the house. Big up, sir.
Well, alaikum, man.
Yeah. What'd you say? Salam alaikum? Alaikum salam.
Lazy. Oh, look at you.
My best friend from kindergarten, he's Indian, so that was always when I came in, take off my shoes, salam alaikum, alaikum salam. And then I get to eat some really, really amazing food. Lazy 8. My understanding is that there's more than one definition of inverted fullback. Another version is to have left footers on the right and vice versa. Now, I was about to answer this, and I think I got distracted. My understanding of the inverted fullback thing, sorry, Howie, I did kind of not answer your question and you super chatted. My understanding of inverted fullback is kind of what Paul was saying. And the best example I got, remember Pochettino, Danny Rose, and Kyle Walker, how high up they played? But that was just like an attacking fullback. Whereas I feel like we saw so much where there's moments Pedro Porro's there on the center circle, then it's Udogie in the center circle. Udogie's way right at sometimes. I think it's less of a rule and more of a freedom to roam freedom to find the space and create there. And that's what we're seeing them find. Pedro Porro was doing the same thing. And I remember in the first half, at one point, he was in that 6th position and he was helping to link up play from the left back when they were still high pressing us. Because remember, Paul, teams, they want to fight us, the fight that we bring. United could only hang in there for 30 minutes. Today, Bournemouth hung in there for 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, Bournemouth came out firing, you know.
But they are a high-pressing team. I watched a lot of Bournemouth podcasts leading up to this match to see what they're saying, and then Liverpool as well to see what they said.
Research.
I do research.
I can't be honest.
Yeah. You know, they say when you do what you love, you're not working a day in your life. And when I'm looking up football shit, listening to football podcasts, really, it's not research. I'm just listening. I'm like, oh, this guy said, you know. So my taste of the temperature in the room was Liverpool felt pretty lucky that they didn't walk away from that match 3-0. And Bournemouth fans feel pretty happy with the style that this manager is bringing because they're doing high press. They're doing high energy.
Yeah, I mean,
they want ball possession as well. And I think the statistics today show we had 57% possession. Last week versus United, we have 56% possession. These teams that also want the ball, we're still going to dominate the ball. But the thing is, you see how long they want to stay in the ring with us. It's not 12 rounds.
They get punchy, don't they? They start,
absolutely.
Ding, ding, round 6. It's like a bucket of water and, cold sponge down the shorts. And we just keep going, and I think part of that yesterday. I thought Ange's substitutions were absolutely perfectly timed, perfect for the game. He feels the game. He feels football, man. He's got a football brain. He can just sense when the time is right, just to calm it down a little bit or mix it up. It's fantastic.
Big up, Kate. I'm gonna ask the first question that we got to start. Daniel Horton, I have yours here. I'm going to save it for after I do Paul's man of the match and stuff, but I think there's some other questions regarding today's match that we'll address first. But Daniel, don't think I've unstarred this and forgot about you, my Alaskan friend. Adrian Schroka, question, how many players do you think will sign before Friday? I'm saying 3, but that's being highly optimistic. If I'm being realistic, I'm going to say 1. I hope 2, but I want 3. What about you, Paul?
I don't know, man. I'm just enjoying kind of being in the moment at the moment. I don't want to, start thinking about that and maybe get disappointed about it, even though I'm saying we're going to go for the treble this year. So I'm contradicting myself. So, I've no idea. There's so many rumours and things flying around. What on the transfers, though, I was so happy to see that for the 3rd game in a row that Eric Dyer was nowhere to be seen. So that guy, he's gone. He's got to be gone.
He's got to be gone. I hope he's gone. Big ups, y'all. We're here on an hour. Hit a like if you so choose. Bring the free beer to the party. Or don't. Hit a dislike. Partake in the poll as well. Both those things absolutely free. As well as do it like this, like Adrian Schroka, the guy apparently I'm supposed to be learning how to be a Spurs fan from because I'm not actually a Spurs fan. But Adrian Schroka, this is how you ask a question for free. You don't have to super chat because apparently I'm also a corporate shill who's sold out for the super chats. But you don't have to super chat. I appreciate those of you who do want to super chat and support a stay-at-home dad, which apparently means I'm broke as hell because I would rather stay with my family than be a slave to corporate work. But that's neither here nor there. But if you want to get your question answered, anyone who's new to the channel, would shout out Never a Foul again. Just ask it like this and I'll start and we'll ask it. I'm doing questions now, but if you got any new questions, I will go ahead and hit that star on it. There we go. We got someone on Twitch tuning in. Hello. Hi, how you doing? Adam says, by the way, y'all swaggy as fuck. I like that. I hope we keep it swaggy as hell. He says, thought y'all would struggle without Kane, but totally the opposite so far. Big up, Adam. Not a Spurs fan, I'm assuming, over here from the Never a Foul raid. Big up yourself. Appreciate you being here and commenting. That means a lot. But honestly, I was worried, but as soon as he left, I said to myself, why am I scared? And I really thought about it. And it wasn't that I was scared. I was just sad that Kane left. And honestly, I thought, you know what? Take him out the equation. We get a striker with some actual pace and power, not just power, but actual pace. We might be doing something nasty. And yet we haven't seen it from the number 9 position yet because of the guy who wears the number 9 so far. But I thought we would struggle too. Let me get to the next question. But big up Adrian Stroka for that one. Howie says, question, we want silverware, so why put out an inferior lineup on Tuesday? Fulham are good, tied Arsenal at the Emirates today. I don't get it. Technically, they could have won, but my boy Adama Traore is too damn strong to go down in the box, and they could have gotten a penalty and won. But Fulham are absolutely balling. I don't know. Calvin Bassey got 2 yellows. I don't know if that means he's suspended for the next match or the next Premier League match. Because Calvin Bassey's a decent little center back from Ajax that they just picked up. Fulham's gotten a couple pieces here and there. Raul Jimenez, which usually if it was a half-decent striker, I'd be highly concerned with our back line. But now I'm not even concerned with Raul Jimenez. I'm only concerned with Adama Traore, the beast that is Adama Traore, tearing us up. But you know what? If he's going down Udogi's side and Udogi starts, I got confidence in Udogi to win that battle of girth. What about you, Paul? Are you concerned about Fulham on Tuesday? Do you want to see the strongest lineup?
Well, no, I think we're going to have 2 hours more rest than them, which is a plus. And I haven't seen the game. I just heard bits about Fulham's game with Arsenal, and it sounds like they had a much more tougher. A tougher game, a more tiring game perhaps than we have. So that's good. And as far as obviously I want to win as well on Tuesday, but we have got options. You look at our bench and it's not like, oh no, it's weird, isn't it? Last year or the year before, we just didn't have those substitutions we could make to change a game or affect the outcome. Whereas now it's almost like we haven't quite got a whole second 11, but I think there's enough in there that we can change and still play the game and beat Fulham easy.
Mm-hmm.
Ange wants to win it. I saw him in an interview after the game because they asked him, "Are you going to make changes?" He said, "Yeah, we've been making changes, but it's only with the intention of winning the game."
And Ange Postecoglou at every juncture has always, even in the preseason when the Cabbage Master was asking him, at the end we lost, so results don't really matter. And Ange said, no, results do matter, mate. They always matter. I know he's going to take it seriously. So I have hope, like you're saying, and I agree with Howie as well. If we're wanting to I want to see a deep cup run, why would we go with a lackadaisical lineup, so to speak?
You call him the Cabbage Master, do you?
Yeah. There was a photo I had on here that I actually deleted last. Here's this one. But there's a photo that I deleted, and it was like some AI photo of him with a bunch of cabbages. It was very funny. Some dude on Twitter makes these AI photos, and they're hilarious. And
Ange, that was the best performance by any sports team ever in the world. What do you say? It's like, no.
Big up Vicinin. We were interested in Nelson from Galatasaray, but that has gone quiet for some time since we signed Van de Veen. Honestly, I have no hope that Spurs are going to bring in another defender. That is one of the 3 that I would like to see brought in personally. Big up Howie for that comment. The next question we got starred here. Joan Neth says, would you tear up some contracts? Thank you, Paul. Bro, I was literally, before I pulled this up, I was like, do I have something that I could rip and my wife wouldn't kill me? But I don't. I have I got this, which this is not Richarlison. This is Zdeněk Ondráček, which some of you England fans may remember him from Euro qualifiers when Czech Republic, he scored the game winner, Czech Republic versus England in the Euro qualifiers in 2019. He played for FC Dallas, so he's a cool motherfucker. So I love him. We still play video games with each other online on PlayStation. But would I tear up some contracts? Absolutely, hell, motherfucking yeah, I would. And there's one person that I can think of to start it all off. Shout out my man Paddy Hartnett with.
You'd rip up Paddy's contract.
No, I'm just shouting him out because he sent me this as a gag gift. Don't think I have this as like
no.
It's got his signature. He sent me a
Oh,
fucking Eric Dyer
oh, Paddy.
postcard. I guess I'm supposed to
Oh,
like say
no.
"Wish you were here" on the back, but he sent this to me along with this great flag I have back here. Shout out to Limerick Spurs.
Oh, that's
Um,
funny.
yeah, but yeah, I would start with Eric Dyer, and then I'll go Hugo Lloris, and then I would
Yeah.
go Ryan Sessegnon, and then I would hope that I don't know. We might have to tear up Regulons as well because Real Sociedad they signed Paul or not Paul Tierney the ref Tierney the dude from Arsenal. They
Oh,
signed
right.
him as their left back, so they're not going to get Regulon. So that's not going to happen.
They've really strengthened their team this year, Arsenal, haven't they?
Kai Havertz, what position does he play? Any Arsenal fans locked
He's
in
a
right
right
now?
back, apparently.
What position does Kai
I don't know.
Havertz play? There's a great video I saw making the rounds, and it was Kai Havertz. He gets past the ball and then he passes it straight back to the guy. The only problem is the guy passed the ball and made a run. So he just basically passed it to the end touchline. That guy had to come
Yeah.
back and he slid, and it was absolutely hilarious. So shout out Arsenal and Man United for giving 130 million to Chelsea to play with. Really appreciate that, you guys. Luis, big up Luis. Question: is the Ainge press conference for Fulham on Sunday? Should be. It's always the day before. Right?
Well, there was.
No.
I think they've already done it. Well, like the press conference he did after the game at the beginning. The suit said, we'll have some questions about today, and then we'll do the embargoed section for Fulham. So maybe there's going to be a bit coming out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Which is I don't know what days.
What day's what, man? Because time is a man-made construct if you think about it. So really, we just overcomplicated it. But I think it will be at some point before the match.
No watch here, man. Hey, there you go.
Why do I want to know what time it is? Know how late I am for
That's why we're
shit?
so successful in the corporate world.
Yeah, that's why I'm such a bum that my troll my troll is asking me to if he needs to send me some money. Go ahead, please do. Big up Luis for that comment. Next question from Luis: would you put Sonny up front? Now, Paul, I have said give Richarlison 3 starts and let's see. Now we have a cup game coming up. I don't want to say I've loosened up on my rule. I don't want to say I no longer believe in that rule of give him 3 starts, and if he can do something in one of them, it's enough to continue starting him to hope that he can turn the engine on this clunker of a truck that he's got. But unfortunately, another stinker today. So looking at next week, I mean, I've said I want Sonny up in the middle, and let Solomon and Perisic fight it out for the left winger position, or drop 100 mil on Kavica Kvaratskhelia, and then we move Sonny to the middle, and then put Kavica on the left. But I mean, obviously, this ain't FIFA. Do you know who the winger from Napoli? I probably butchered the hell out of his name.
No, he doesn't play for Tottenham. I wouldn't have a clue, man.
He's this dude. So we were linked with him back like Pochettino or Jose. They had scouted him, and they wanted 5 mil for him. And I remember everyone was saying, "Oh, we don't want a Wi-Fi password. Why are we going to sign this Wi-Fi password winger?" Because his name is crazy. It's like Kvaratskhelia, and it's crazy looking at it. Like it's very whoa. But Kavica, they call him Kvaradona because he's so damn silky. I would love him. I would absolutely love him personally. But now he's rumored to be around 120 mil euros value wise, which other teams have dropped over 100 mil on players. Let's look at Chelsea: Mudryk, Lukaku, Enzo, now Caicedo. Man United, they dropped over 100 with Anthony, or they dropped 100 with Anthony, and then also Liverpool 100 with Darwin Núñez, 90, whatever, near and about 100 mil. And now when you throw out a player that's worth that value, a lot of people will say, "Oh, we'll never do that." And then it worries me a little bit also because all the fans were singing "We Have Our Tottenham Back." Then they cut to a shot of Daniel Levy, and he looks like he just ate a pile of shit, and he's grinning, and he's like, "I don't have to. No, I don't need to spend." He doesn't have that kind of accent, but I imagine him as some kind of like Disney-esque villain, like I don't need to spend any more money. So I think he's happy about us undefeated after 3, but I'm scared that the message is going to get lost because we're so damn happy with Ainge and the ball play and what we're seeing, but we still need some more. We're not there yet, but maybe Paul, you tell me, do I need to have more patience? Should we wait for a January and another summer until we're really putting the pressure on this ownership again? Or is it still time to put the heat on the board and say, get us those 3 more signings and we can actually compete for something this season?
Well, I'm not sure how much heat I can apply to the board, so I'm kind of relaxed about it. It's a long-term thing. The only thing is, like, we're a couple of injuries away from, being some other rubbish team, I guess. So, we've got a week left, haven't we? It's not long to go. If Ange wants players, he'll get them because Ange is Ange. But I hear what you're saying, man. It has happened before where we're just nearly there, and they don't do the extra bit to just get us over the line and just fly. So. And I think we're closer now than we have been for so long to being there. So it'd be really disappointed if we didn't do anything. But all these $100 million pound players going around, I think they've been a waste of money. A lot of them. So
they really haven't been. That's a good point. These 100 million, they haven't panned out yet. I would argue Enzo Fernandez. I know he just got his first win with Chelsea. But you can see the talent oozing off that dude. As soon as, I didn't watch him. I'm not going to lie and be like, oh, I'll watch him at Benfica. I seen the dude play in the World Cup and was like, damn, this guy's good. I'd love him at Spurs. And then heard Chelsea were in for him over 100. When I heard his price tag was going to be rumored 100 mil, I said, yeah, Spurs will never go for him. And then he goes to Chelsea and they were losing, but he was still a bright spot. Anytime I watched him and saw them take an L, he still looked bright. And the guy seeps with talent. So I think to the Enzo Fernandez, maybe he hasn't lived up to 100 mil, but Anthony, he's been largely disappointing for United fans. Any United fans, please correct me. Big up Adam, I think is a Chelsea fan as well, says it's Napoli though, minimum 160 pounds for Kvara and Osimhen. Italian clubs always drag the price up. I always knew Osimhen was never happening because the president said it's either 250 million or you can't have him. And I was like, yeah, we'll never go for Victor. That I know for a fact. Like, we're not going to bid on that guy. Yeah, but big up Adam. And Adrian Troca says we are not signing anyone who haven't had conversations that leaves. So he's saying we're not signing anyone who we haven't had the conversations already about, like Tosin Adarabioyo, who did start on the bench today for Fulham. Pershures, who did have a goal today in the loss to Milan. I watched that match. Brennan Johnson, who did, I think, tear his hamstring today versus United. And Gift Orban, 2 of those. So out of those 2, give me Gift Orban and I guess Tosin or Pershures, but not Brennan Johnson. Hello, Carl Simpson. Hello. Got another question here lined up for us, Paul, and it's from a YouTube chat member, Rich. Question, is Maddison at 40 mil now the best signing of the summer? Rich, can we say this is 30 mil? Are we allowed to say this is a 30 mil?
It's a 30 mil, isn't it?
Because we sent Winks for 10.
Yeah.
So that to me says Maddison for 30 to Leicester.
I'd go along with that, man.
You could even, I would even say it's 30 with cherry pie. Because you spent 30 mil and you sent Winks, but Winks is fucking gone. And I don't have to talk about him anymore. And people don't have to say, oh, you're a Winks hater. I can't wait for Dyer to leave, and then I don't have to talk about him anymore, and people be like, oh, you're a Dyer hater. But amazing bit of business. Paul, what do you...
Yeah, and Maddison, because I hadn't really seen, because I only watched Tottenham, unlike these freaks that watch every game of football that's ever played. I only watched Tottenham.
That's me.
So,
I'm freaks.
Yeah. So Maddison, because I'd only seen him when we played Leicester, I thought he was okay. I was like 50-50 on it. I mean, a lot of fans were champing at the bit for him, but my God, he's been sensational for 30 million, man. 30 million. You could get 3 Maddisons for 1 Declan Rice. It's just crazy.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, yeah, you could get 3 Declan Rices, but you could also get 2 Mason Mounts. You could get
Oh,
2 Kai Havertz. I mean,
yeah.
you could rack it up however way you want. And you know, I was on the football terrace doing the match reaction this morning, and shout out Terry Fleurs and KJ the producer. But I'm almost losing my point here. But I brought this up. I made a point to say to them, if you look at these 3 signings, I'm not talking Declan Rice because I feel like his position is completely different. But if you look at Maddison, Mount, and Havertz, I said at the time when we signed Maddison, better business than all of them. Cheaper, he's better player, and he's cheaper. And we sent Winks the other way. Jesus, I was getting a back rub and a foot rub at the same time when that business happened. So through the roof with the business, and I said this could be the signing of the summer. So far, it's panning out. He is the most impactful signing of the summer.
Absolutely. Yeah. There's no doubt about it. And
big up, Adam. Humble Chelsea fan.
You compare to how we're playing now than when we had like Winks or Sissoko in the midfield. It's just night and day, isn't it? It's incredible the change.
Skinny Lee says even 50 would have been a steal. And this is what 60, when we were talking about James Maddison, I went on many channels and said 50 is how much I would spend on him. And now that sounds idiotic.
Yeah.
Because I was like, that's the highest I'll go is 50. If not, spend that 45 and go get a Brichiesi from Crystal Palace instead. But what did we do? A masterclass. So shout out Daniel Levy or whoever our director of football, Gabbanini. Whoever the hell it may. We don't have a director of football, but whoever the hell was the one that was like, did the James Maddison deal 100% every time. I give the props to for that one bit of business. But insane deal for us, honestly. Wonder what the fuck Foden would cost. I'm sure they would ask for 150 easy. He's only 22 and he's already completed football. It's quite interesting. He's already completed the sport and he's got every trophy. He just needs the World Cup. He just needs the World Cup. And then he's
Gareth Southgate though.
Yeah, don't worry. Gareth Southgate will hold you down like Greg Berhalter holds USA down. Next question I got is from Batu. Big up Batu. This was about 30 minutes ago. Says, do you think we saw the value of holding on to Pierre-Emile Højbjerg today? Great question, Batu. We saw him come off the bench. Now the second time in a row he comes on the bench. I've always said with him, you get the good, you get the bad, you get the ugly. And today, I only saw ugly just because he's kind of clunky. I didn't see bad, and I saw good. Because in the 20 minutes versus United, he did the good, the bad, and the ugly. He did all 3 in 20 minutes, and I was quite impressed because normally he uses all 90 minutes to show us good, bad, and ugly. Today, he just showed us good and ugly, no bad. And I've always said, you know what? If you don't get the right deal for the guy, he can give you some service off the bench, 100%. So,
yeah,
what do you think, Paul?
Yeah, and I was happy the way that, you know, when Ange made those substitutions, I shouldn't have doubted him, you know. When you see, you know, Højbjerg and Skip coming on, I'm thinking, oh, far out, man, don't do that. But it didn't affect our possession. We kept the ball as much, even if not a little bit more than when Basuma and Sarr and Maddison were on the pitch. So, yeah, he didn't do anything silly. He did some good balls. Yeah, and he showed a good bit of strength in there as well. Maybe, you know, I've been one that's been a bit of a not a hater, but I've kind of bagged Højbjerg as being a bit sort of bang average. But you know, I think he showed why he's worth having a place in the squad today. Is just kept everything nice and calm, level head, and got us through to the finishing line. So yeah. Keep him, maybe, you know.
Big. Got more emails. Not even going to address them this time. The vibes are immaculate. Not even going to address them this time. Let's see. Happy birthday, Ange, from David Calvino.
Oh,
It is Angel's birthday in Australia and in the UK officially now. It is Angel's birthday. Happy birthday to the skipper. Jesus, this guy won't stop messaging me. I don't know how to block him on this. Good evening, you amazing people. Come on, you Spurs, says Kevin Williams. Big up, Kev Williams. Caveman in the house says it still feels bizarre. We have Maddison. It does. Super chat from Moondog. Big up, Moondog. Moondog. Says good evening, Jacob and Paul. What a great win. And now it's Angel's birthday. He gets to celebrate. I hope he's getting treated like the king he is at home right now. He better be getting the 5-star treatment. Ange Postecoglou is taking over the world. It's interesting because in America, here ESPN hates on us. Bleacher Report hates on us. All fucking accounts in any big capacity all shit on Spurs. Every chance they can. They shit it all over us about the Harry Kane thing. They do it at every turn that they can. But what's funny, after that United win, the tune starts changing. Now today, I saw all three of those accounts that I mentioned, all three of those big accounts, all of them talking about James Maddison or Ange Postecoglou's transformation of us thus far.
Well, I think like when Ange finishes with us in 4 years, I think we should just make him like president of the world. Just get rid of all the governments and all the countries. Just hand it all over to Ange. Because let's face it, if someday aliens come down, who do you want them to meet? I mean, it'd be perfect. Ange Postecoglou's the man for the guy. He'd represent us well, and he'd just get all the world's problems fixed out, just like that.
Trying to see if I can block this person from messaging me.
What is the medium they are using to contact you?
Patreon. They're emailing me through Patreon.
Oh, I don't know. I don't use that.
Yeah, I don't know how to block them. Let me see. Here we go.
I just saw a comment. Lemmy, man. No. The treble's still on. The treble's still on, man.
The treble is still on. There we go. I blocked him. All right, cool. Now you have to tune into the show, you hater. You have to tune in the show if you want me to read your messages. He has been blocked. I figured out how to block him on Patreon. Big up. You know what? I'm trying to look at it as a good thing. The reason this guy is harassing me, threatening the channel, threatening my official supporters club. Oh, I don't even have the lights on.
Oh.
What kind of have the lights not been on this whole time? Or were they on for a moment? I don't know, but there it goes now. But anyway, yep, last thing he said to me was get a job, you bum.
Why?
Well, he said, I told this guy, he sent me like 10 messages and I said, you really need therapy. You should seek some help. And he said, if I said your son needs therapy, would you appreciate it? Now I see your true colors. Very disappointed. Very disappointed. You showed your true self. Very cool. Bye, Jacob. And then 2 seconds later, easy for me to end El Paso Spurs. I ended Blank's channel as well. I'm not going to say the name he mentioned because I don't want any more bullshit. But he says, it's easy for me to end El Paso Spurs. I ended this other dude's channel. You're so American. Do you want money, baby? I can chuck you $1,000. It's nothing to me. What you got, Jakes? No job, mate? No money? Don't bite the hand that feeds you, bitch. I bite back. Get a job, you bum. I'm going to say, send me the $1,000, please. There you go. Send me the $1,000. If I get a super chat for $1,000, there you go. That's the guy who's been harassing me in emails. All right. Leave Jacob in peace. Yeah, fuck this harassing guy. Sorry, y'all. I'm getting back to the questions. Absolutely, caveman. Sports media always like to dump on us. They love talking that ish on us, but that's okay. Exactly. Tune in. Now I just got to tune in. What kind of host doesn't even have his little LED lights on? A very shitty host, Scott. That's who. It's interesting. This guy, he wants attention, man. He wants attention. Skinny Lee, big up. Big up Moondog. Always haters. Jacob sounds like a 2-year-old. Big up Moondog. Thank you for keeping the lights on here because apparently I'm that broke. And I don't have that much. Again, I don't have a job, y'all. And you want to know why I don't have a job? It's because I prefer to be with my family. And I'm fortunate enough to be in a position where my wife can do the work and I don't have to. So how about that? Suck on that one. But big up
I,
Moondog.
I don't have a job because fuck that.
I do like Uber Eats. That's fun because you
Joking.
make your own. You make your own
Yeah, I do
hours.
Uber.
You have alone time. You can just drive around, listen to music, and deliver food. People are usually happy to see you. You know, dogs love you because you've got smelly good food. So I do that from time to time, make a little pocket change. But yeah, I mean,
Well,
things
I'm
aren't
back.
great, but there's no need to send me DMs talking about how broke I am and calling me a bitch. Like,
I've got my license back in less than 2 weeks now, so I'm going to be earning money again. It's going to be fun.
big up the Americanca. Says you don't have to justify your life to hundreds of people who love you because one person is trying to hurt you. Big up. I appreciate that. Y'all, honestly, in the chat have been keeping my Paul, you too. Y'all been keeping my spirits high. This is the first time I've really encountered a person who's like unrelentingly negative and nasty to me. It's kind of weird. And yes, he used to be a Patreon member. He supported the channel, but now he doesn't, and he's very upset at me. And oh my God. You know, I'm not gonna air it out. I'm not gonna air out. I want to share my screen right now so y'all could see just
Nah,
this
man.
person's name and the way he
High
talks.
road, high road. Don't matter.
You're right, Paul. You're right, Paul. Can you give me a virtual hug, Paul? Maybe that'll make me feel better. I always
There
come
you
here.
go.
There we go. All right. I like it. Big up Kev Williams. Big up Jake Kismat. Appreciate y'all showing some love. C. Sherman, YouTube chat member, says Uber Eats is great. I live in a hotel half the year, and that shit keeps me going. Chipotle incoming. Ooh, good call.
There you
Also,
go.
tip your drivers well if you do Uber Eat and stuff.
Just $1, even if it's just $1, you know, it's something. It's something for nothing, you know.
Yeah. Big up. Hey, there's a lot of lovers in here. Y'all helping me keep the vibes immaculate, and I appreciate that. Jules, Adam in here. Appreciate y'all. I do appreciate y'all very much. Moondog in the house. No explaining needed, Jacob. Here's a hug, mate. Moondog, you are always coming in here blessing me with super chats, blessing me with your presence. And I see you over there on the Irish Hotspur as well, showing love. Big up, Moondog, every time. I appreciate the hug as well. Everyone could use a hug, whether you're happy or you're sad or you're frustrated. I think everyone could always use a hug. Paul doesn't actually think Ainge is a hugger, but I disagree. I feel
But
like
it's just like that though. It's just, you know,
just not like a whole.
it's not
Hang on,
grinding.
hang on. Wait. You did say I have. I'll
Oh
pull the evidence.
no,
You did
no.
say on one of the shows, Ainge is not a hugger.
Right,
What is
yeah.
this then? What
That's
is
just
this, Paul? The
so you've got,
evidence.
look, his hands aren't even touching his back. That's just one frame. You know, you're doing VAR on hugs now. Come on, man.
I'm just saying, arm over the top. This is romantic dating hold.
You can
If
see the
you're,
shadow under his hands. He's not doing anything. He's just going like that. It's like, you know.
I'm gonna subscribe to the fact that I think Ainge Postecoglou gives the best hugs.
It's like
personally.
a double pat on the back. That's what it is. And that's the only way you can do it is from the front, unless you, because like if you do double pat on the back from the behind, you're pushing someone over. So you go pat pat. That's it. That's all it is.
But he gives Tanguy and Dombele pat pat pat. I'm just saying. I've seen videos of him giving him Dombele the pat 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 pat. I'm just saying. C. Sherman goes at least $4 on the tip. What a lad. Mrs. RG, YouTube chat member checking in. Hello, Mrs. RG. Hope you've been well. Says that person
There's
is
actually,
probably a very miserable person. Keep doing what you're doing. Stay great. Appreciate you.
there's,
Trying to stay blessed and fresh.
there's actually an old player, I've forgotten who it was now, Spurs player, who said that after one game, I only heard this recently, Bill Nicholson gave him a pat on the back, which was like really unusual. And he says, oh, you know, thanks, Bill. He says, watch yourself. A pat on the back is only a few inches away from a kick up the arse.
But a pat on the back is only a few inches away from a hug and a hold. A few seconds away as well from a long, good hug that you could really fucking like.
See, this is what happens when you do things in still frame, slow motion. It changes the whole perspective, you know.
Like this, Paul.
Oh,
Yeah,
that,
and you and me together forever.
that'll fuck you up, man. That'll fuck you up if you do that to a kangaroo. It'll kick your head off and it'll gore you with its
Just
claws.
know I keep those kangaroos on deck. Don't forget about that. Don't forget about that. Jacques. Is it Jacques or Jacques? I think it's Jacques. Jacques?
I'll say
Jacques,
Jacques.
I'm going to butcher the name. I'm from the South in America, so I do apologize. Jacques says, there is always sad people projecting negativity, even on positive content. Liverpool fan showing some love. I do appreciate that. That does make me feel. I love it when rivals come in, they show some love, and then they show some banter. That's all love. I always appreciate that. Daily Smith, big up.
You just flashed up a comment. Introduce yourself first, mate. Did you see? Do you know what that's referencing?
Ainge in the press conference with the reporter?
With the microphone.
Oh, because it was like rubbing up on him, and he was like,
Well, he came in to put the mic on, and he said, introduce yourself first, mate. And he said, see, he's not a hugger.
Well, if I introduce myself, then can I grope him and put the mic up his shirt or no? No? Okay. Never mind. Maybe grope's not a good word. Maybe just caress? Maybe not.
Oh, no, that's creepy as fuck.
Big up Daily Smith. Big up Zortex. That means a lot to me, actually. Zortex says, Jacob, you make my day a lot better with the streams. I appreciate that. I try to bring content 5 to 6 times a week. So you can always catch me here trying to provide immaculate vibes. Today, not so much. And it's weird because we just won, and I'm like super excited about all that and happy about that. But then on the other hand, I'm actually like, I'm kind of like, dang, that sucks. But you know what? I don't feel that much sadness about it anymore because everybody in the chat is making me feel better. Moondog, everyone with the super chats talking about keeping the vibes immaculate. Even y'all with the regular chats just saying and showing some love. I do appreciate that, like, very much. It means a lot. And I think you're right, y'all. Think about people's mental health. It costs nothing to be a nice person, you know? It costs absolutely nothing to be nice to the person next to you. You disagree with me, you think I'm deluded, you think I'm biased, all that. That's all cool. That's all gravy. We can talk about all that, but like, just show some love, man. Americanka says, Sonny has that effect on people in regards to the hugging. Do you think it's because he couldn't resist a hug from Heung Min Son?
He does that to all the players. You watch it as he's walking at the end of the game. He just goes, "Yeah, well done, mate. Well done, mate. Well done, mate." It's not like, "Oh, well done. You're so good. You're so good." It's like, "Yeah,
thank you,
mate.
Ainge. I love you. Te amo mucho. Te quiero." Bader, we all love Jacob. Suck it, hater. Big up, Bader. Adam says, Ainge is a Greek baba. Of course he is a hugger. There you go. Greek people hug you. They kiss you on each cheek. But could the Australian dial it back?
He's got a point there. Yeah, that is true. In fact, I've got a Greek friend, and just any opportunity, even walking down the street, he's taking his shirt off. He feels constricted by clothes. He's just, and I've known a couple of Greek guys like that. I'm not saying all Greek people are like that, but it's just, yeah, maybe I wasn't factoring that in, but it's sturdy.
Allegedly, Kyogo got some big Ainge hugs. Jealous. Spurs are not one of my favorite opposition teams, but Jacob makes them better. Hey, big up. You'll never walk alone either. Actually, I listened. That song was in a movie I watched the other day, and I was like,
"What movie? Come on!"
It's called Cell with John Cusack, Samuel L. Jackson. It's called Cell. Basically, like your cell phone rings and everyone gets like a crazy virus from a cell transmission.
Oh, that sounds cool.
And at the very end of the
tell me the end.
The song plays.
Oh, okay.
That song plays.
Man.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's a really cool movie, and right at the end.
Right at the end, I spoiled it for you. No, it's great. It's good, man. You should check it out. It's a good movie. I'll send it to you.
I will actually. That sounds interesting. But moving on, I saw movie I saw the other day. I saw Guardians of the Galaxy 3. And I didn't like it. I thought it was a bit of a downer. The whole thing was a bit weepy and, melancholy. So, because I just wanted a sort of space stupid film, and I didn't get it from Guardians of the Galaxy. Have you seen it?
I like the first one. The second one, I was confused because when they start intertwining all the Marvel, I don't watch all the Marvel and DC and all that. I don't. Like, I liked it as a kid, and I thought it was cool as a kid, and I really just think it's Disney selling out right now, so I don't support that, and I won't go support that. I mean, I've tried to watch, like, the last one I saw was Iron Man 2, but superhero movies, they start interwebbing and like you lost
You
me.
lost me. Yeah,
You lost
same here,
me.
man. It's just too much.
I pay too much attention to sports and to football teams and football leagues around the world that I don't have time to remember what Chris Pratt's name is in that movie, let alone who the wooden there's a tree in it. Groot. Okay, I remember that name, but that's it. Anywho, Lazy 8, 52 people out here faking the funk. Don't be an email troll. Hit that like button, people. We do. I see over 150 y'all in the house. We're at 112 likes. That does make me feel better about this email troll. And Scott M with a super chat, another second super chat of the day. Big up, Scott M. Feeling the vibes. Maybe you jumped in the pool and we just didn't know. You dried off before anyone could find you. Says massive respect to anyone spending time with family and kids. Scott, you know the vibes. Shout out to you and your family, your kids, your family. Much love to you. Big ups. Thank you so much for the super chat, my friend. Moondog says, would you use the Harry Kane money to pay off the Deadwood to get them all gone? It wouldn't even take all that. It would not even take all that.
I mean, the two players I definitely would be Eric Dyer and Hugo Lloris. They've got to go. And you'd be paying what, I don't know what the percentage would be, 50, 30% of their contract. It wouldn't be 100%. I think, we'd have a bit of change to spare of the Harry Kane money if we did that.
Yeah.
I think I'll worry about the Harry Kane money is I've got a sneaking suspicion we might have already spent it,
I don't think so, Paul. A lot of people allege that we've already spent the Kane money. I don't think we have. I do not think that we have. I'm going to keep going in the chat. Y'all are absolutely killing it. I got a couple more questions starred that I don't want to miss, so let's run through them, Paul. Philip Bidwell says, question, do Spurs look better without Kane, even though... Oh, wait, did I already answer this? I think I already did.
I don't know, man. I've been paying.
Well, you know what? We do look better without Kane. It is early to say, but if we could get a competent striker, I'm going to be saying Kane who? Quite frankly. Big up Phil Bidwell. Liverpool or Chelsea fan, I don't remember if you said. Just a harmless potato says, question, what velocity would a golf ball weight 50 grams have to reach in order to enter a stable orbit at the height of 1 meter?
Well, I reckon that'd be about 25,000 miles an hour because that's escape velocity.
There you go. I'm gonna copy Paul's answer and write that one down because it sounds right. David Calvino, question. I know it's early, but are Everton in trouble? I don't know why I read this but are we in for the treble? And my answer for that will be yes, but it is early. They did lose to Wolves today, if I'm not mistaken. Everton could be in trouble. They absolutely could be in trouble. They haven't really improved much. They signed Danjuma, but I don't even think they've scored a single goal in 3 matches. That's not a good sign.
Right. No way, man.
Yeah, I know it's dice ball, but like you need to score some goals. Big up, David Calvino.
Like us. Remember when we didn't even have a shot on goal for like 5 games or something? It was atrocious. Wow, Everton, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. Next question I got is from Alexander Hilton. If Dane Scarlett scores, would you start him over Richarlison? Is it too soon to say Scarlett over Richarlison? Or are we entering that?
Well, he did score, didn't he, in pre-season? I don't know, man. I'm still hoping about Richie. He does worry me, though. It's tough, isn't it? It's tough. Because I just want the guy to be share of me. And at the moment, he's not being
He's not share of me. R.I.P. to the war goat. Share of me. Hero pigeon. Fallen but not forgotten.
Stuffed in a museum.
Brendan Chase says, yes, they are in trouble. C. Sherman says, Everton will be fine when Beto gets there. But they signed Beto from Udinese. I watched a lot of him last season, actually, because I watched a lot of Udinese because of Destiny Ugodi over there. And Beto's quite a striker. He's a nice little physical specimen. Kaylee Davis, YouTube chat member as well, says, Kane who? That's exactly what I'm asking. Kane who? Double yes for Lazy 8 as well. Next question I've got starred. Question, how many English players in the squad because the minimum is 8 or 9?
Yeah, I saw We Are Tottenham TV did a video about this a couple of days. I think it's something like called State of the Spurs Squad or something like that.
Yeah.
And it is an issue. I think, I don't know the numbers, man, but homegrown is definitely an issue, although we do have a lot of under 23-year-olds who don't count. So,
Yeah, that is true. We have a lot. Those U20, the under 21, they don't count against the numbers. So
Well, like again, I looked. The average age of our team out there last night was 25, and probably 5 of those years is Heung-min Son. So it is a very young team we got. It's great.
yeah.
I
Let's
mean, can you
see.
imagine if this group of players stays together for a while? A little bit of changes here and there, but you got a 19-year-old, a 20-year-old, 22, 24. The future's really bright, I think, at the moment.
I agree with you 100%, Paul. I'm wet at the tips thinking about it. Bader with a question for Paul. Movie recommendation for this Saturday night? Because apparently my movie recommendations are too Disney, too huggable, too princess.
Well, you said Cell. Oh, that sounds
Cell is
interesting.
not princess movie. There's some
Well,
good.
Bader's
There's some
not.
good.
Bader's not asking for a princess movie, is he?
No, I think they just value your opinions and they want your insight onto a movie for Saturday night.
Okay, well, not Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Let me just pop that in the back of my brain and something will plop out.
All right, yeah, I'll keep it started. Got a question from Rich. How many points from our next 3 league games do you think? Burnley away, Sheffield at home, North London Derby away at the Empty Crates. Oh, wait. Empty Crates is the Emirates. It's the Empty
Right.
Had, that's the City Ground. I sometimes get those conjured. I'll go ahead and start and give Paul a little bit to think about it. But for me, Burnley away's got to be 3 points. I got to go do my Burnley research. I got to go listen to see what, really, soak in what Vince companies are doing out there. But Burnley, they've got a couple good signings through the door. They are trying to get Johan Bakayoko from PSV, the right winger, who's absolutely phenomenal, young Belgian guy. I'd buy him in a heartbeat, but they're trying to improve. They're trying to get some more winging options out there. But we should go out there. I mean, based on what I've seen, my confidence is high. I'm saying 3 points at Burnley away. I'm saying 3 points versus Sheffield United at home. And I'm going to say, at minimum, we get a draw in the North London Derby. Minimum. I wouldn't even be surprised we walk in there. This may be controversial, but Ainge Postecoglou, Ainge Ball is going to take the world by storm. Paul, you said this on this very channel before we even signed the motherfucker. When we signed him and he was announced and I had you on the next time, you said it again. He's going to take the world by storm. So far, you're right. All these
I'm
big...
going 9 points, man. 9 points.
I'm going 9.
In fact, out of those 3 games,
7.
out of those 3 games, I reckon Burnley is the harder one. I think Arsenal are all over the place at the moment. They just haven't got their shit together. For Bader, I just thought of one. It's gone in 60 seconds, the movie, but it's not the Nicolas Cage one. It's the original, and you can actually see it.
Never seen it. I've seen the Nicolas Cage one.
The original one, man, is mental.
You know what's crazy is every time I mention a movie that I had no idea has an original, you're like, "Oh man, you should have seen the original."
The original is like it's fairly B movie, but there's just this car chase that goes. It lasts for about an hour, and it's fantastic. You could just see that they were doing a lot of things on the fly in the film, but it's great. Gone in 60 seconds. The original on YouTube. For free.
Oh, wow. The original for free as well. I love free. Kaylee Davis, 9 points out of that, so they're feeling the same vibes as you. C. Shearman, I guess these are contracts you want to rip up? I don't know. What these are rip-up contracts, C. Shearman? I don't know what this means. But you're listing off a few players there. Adam says 7 points because of Arsenal. So we're getting a draw. This is my humble prediction is 7 points.
I think we're becoming a bit Tottenham hot VAR at the moment with the let-offs we're getting. Like Perisic should have been a red card last night.
What?
He yanked someone's shirt and then punched him in the face.
Yeah, the motherfucker.
What?
Exactly. What? Exactly. The thing is, they were They technically weren't even in the field of play when he did that because the man was kicking him on the sideline. So technically,
so you can.
Technically, Paul.
Stay down, you piece of shit.
Big up, Adam. I mean, I appreciate you being here, Adam. I love it when rival fans, I have Chelsea fans in here, Liverpool fans, United fans, never really Arsenal fans, Newcastle fans, a lot of fans in here. So appreciate you being here. David Calvino, or I think they're talking about Newcastle. J. Co says Princess Bride. That's a good Saturday night recommendation.
Prince, as Newcastle play, because they're doing all right this year, aren't they? They might be a championship rival to us.
Kay Davis says, does James Maddison have a song or chant? If not, he needs one. I believe the crowd today was singing James Maddison, James Maddison. Wait, no, I think it was to the tune of He's One of Our Own. It was I can't even remember that He's One of Our Own now because Kane's gone and I've pushed it out of my mind. It's James Maddison, James Maddison. I don't know what they were singing. I might be totally butchering it, but they were singing something. They were definitely singing something.
I think the DMCA copyright strike is safe.
Yeah, I got a copyright strike when we were in Champions League because I was singing that the champions, and they were like copyright, too fucking on point.
You can only do it for less than 5 seconds, man.
Big up, Kate, just a girl who loves Spurs. As you can see, showing love in the chat, but allegedly per one crazy man behind a keyboard. Apparently, Kate and I have problems, but big up, Kate. Big up, Jim. Big supporters of the channel here. Appreciate both of y'all. Go support just a girl who loves Spurs. She's almost at 500, I believe. 500 sub-baronis. Let's get her there. Get her there. Get her squared. Americanka says Perisic can't punch whoever he wants.
Yeah, he can. Off the pitch, apparently.
I want to say he can. I know he can't, but I want to say he can. I liked it. But that's the thing is, it was going both ways. It was going both ways.
He pulled him into his punch. That was the beautiful thing about it.
I mean, he did if you're a Mortal Kombat fan, he did the get over here and sucked him in, smacked him right across. I mean, show some respect, Max Aarons. You just came up from championship, okay?
Yeah.
You had a little bit of Premier League. But notice when you went down, ain't no one grabbed you.
You're mixing it with a World Cup finalist, pal. Just calm down.
Calm down. I mean, the man's got more 6-packs than he's got injuries at this point. Perisic is a specimen. You can't punch other players. Football is dead. Big up Kate every time. Big up Kate.
It used to be a man's game.
Yep, it was. So go, David Calvino, film night. They did film night earlier today over there on the channel. You're right. It was a crap chant for James Maddison. He deserves a better one. Yeah, it was something like that, Rich. I don't remember what it was. I heard it on the TV, though. Jacques says, yeah, we face Newcastle tomorrow. Are you home or away? Ooh. If you're at St. James's Park, that's going to be a tough one. I rate Darwin Núñez so much. I know a lot of Liverpool fans hate the guy, but I wanted him at Tottenham Hotspur so bad.
It's a half horse, half seahorse stadium.
That's right. Remember that stadium. They don't know if they're horse or seahorse. Love you, Kate. Big up. Yeah, it's okay, Kate. Everyone in the chat has been showing love and loving on me. So I appreciate everybody here loving on me. Look at that. Is that a seahorse with horse front legs, but a seahorse tail? Does it have 4 legs? Yeah, Paul, your production value is too damn high. And it just can't stop green screening your screen. The Americanka, to clarify, meant that he can. Real quick, the Americanka, I want you, if y'all are looking for a channel, a travel blog channel, Americanka, I'm adding you as a moderator. And please put your channel in the chat. Want to show some love to you. I appreciate you being here. She's back. She also says, I live in Croatia. He's my favorite player. He can do whatever he wants. And she does a lot of travel stuff, like beaches and reviews. I tune in a lot to a lot of her stuff. So big up the Americanka, what she's doing. She's from America. Now she lives in Croatia. I think there was somewhere else she lived before this too. I don't remember, but she's very big, very popular on YouTube. We're in the midst of YouTube royalty. So go show some love to Americanka. Sorry if you didn't want me. Last time I modded someone, they were like, please don't mod me and unmod me now. So hopefully you don't feel that way. Hopefully you feel comfortable enough to come in here and put your channel out there if you so choose. Brendan says they should be allowed to punch. I agree. The Perisic chant was, he can punch whoever he wants. Bring back Maradona Muay Thai. That flying knee he gave that goalkeeper. Who was that? He dropped that dude. Instantly passed out. Jacques says we're away, so you are at St. James's Park. That will be a tough one. I'm predicting like a 1-1 or a 1-2 to Newcastle. Should be a grimy match. They're going to drag it out. I know that much. They've got a nice little atmosphere. I'm curious to see Newcastle after they've played some Champions League, after they've played Carabao Cup, FA Cup, Champions League, and Premier League. When they start playing all their competitions, now I want to see what Newcastle look like then. So they got Newcastle at home. That's a tough place to go to. Remember when Vinnie Jones grabbed Gaza's balls? I do remember that. It was in a Gaza documentary that I watched not too long ago.
And you know, Vinnie Jones, I was at a game in the 80s at Plough Lane where Wimbledon used to play, and Vinnie Jones was taking a corner right in front of me, and I said something a bit unpleasant to him that I'm not very proud of, but I was 13 years old, and he just turned around and looked at me, and I just thought, oh fuck, he's going to kill me. He's going to kill me. The blood just drained away. Just drained. It was. I almost fainted, and I sort of just mouthed, "Sorry."
He's a scary guy.
Oh, dude! It was just the way.
Fantastic actor.
He fixed at me.
Here's the thing, Paul. Since I'm not a real fan, since I'm an American who cannot be a real fan, according to the keyboard hater, I didn't even know this guy was a football player before. I knew him as an actor. I knew him as that guy, that mean-looking fucker from all the movies. And then I go and I see he's actually, and then I see him grabbing Gascoigne's nuts, and I was like, that's that one actor. What the hell is he doing? So I Google him and I read about like, oh shit, this dude used to play. Oh wow, that's hilarious. I only know him. He was also in Eurotrip, I think, when they did the whole like you're either red or you're a blue, and then it was like the hooliganism. They kind of played that up a little bit. Howard Vale with some interesting news here. It says Reguilon is amongst the left backs that United are considering moving before the window shuts. They did have an injury to Luke Shaw. So I know that there's a problem there. And I do also know that they are in for, or they are testing the waters with Marc Cucurella of Chelsea. If you remember, the lad who Romero said, get your bitch ass down here.
And the referee and the VIR colluded. I didn't see nothing there.
I didn't see nothing. It'd be interesting. I'll definitely saw Reguilon to a rival. I don't give a damn. He's not good enough. He can go forward just fine. But defensively, Man United are such a shit show at the moment. They just don't seem to. I think he could be good for them.
Yeah, he'd be brilliant. Take him.
Yeah, come on. Mermaid Seahorse Stallion Hybrid. That's what C. Sherman says. Big up. How about Maddison Maddison to the tune of Galveston?
I'm not familiar with the song Galveston.
I know the city Galveston. I don't know the song Galveston either. But I was hoping Paul would, because usually I suck with band names, band member names, like the names of the front runners. I barely remember the dude who they even made a movie about from, We Will Rock You, from Queen. See, I can't even remember Queen. Who's the guy? Freddie Mercury. There we go. Okay, see, I do remember. But they made a fucking movie about it, so it makes it easier. But all these other bands, when they're like, so-and-so of Lynyrd Skynyrd or so-and-so of this and that, I'm like, who the hell's that? Who are they talking about? So I don't know who this is, Kaylee. I apologize. I'm not really good with... My wife's better at the music thing than I am. We love you too, Milton Nobrega. Just remember that. Kate's been busy today. She's putting in the work. Paul, you speak Croatian.
Not really. I've got three of my friends. One's a Bosnian, one's a Croatian, one's a Serbian. So I pick a little bit up here and there. But I did have a good old holiday a few years ago. I was out in Croatia and Bosnia, and it's gorgeous, lovely part of the world. Loved it. Get some cevapi.
That sounds tasty. Adam says United looking at Reguilon and Cucurella, the gutters. Honestly, before Ugodi came in, I said I wouldn't mind. And when I loved Cucurella at Brighton, I thought he was fantastic. And Chelsea broke him. Yeah, Chelsea broke him, but Snatch is a great movie. They're saying Jacob watched Snatch. That's what I'm gonna watch tonight. I saw it, but it's been like 10 years since I've seen it. But I remember it being a fantastic movie with Brad Pitt. But yeah, Vinnie Jones is in that as well. Brendan Chase says, "Are you English or Australian?"
Who, me?
Yeah, but definitely not me.
Sorry.
Definitely not me. Unless my hey mate, let's put a few shrimp up on the barbies. What do you think about my Australian accent? You think it's pretty good? That's not a knife.
Well,
This is a knife. I'm Australian, can you tell?
Yeah, that was very convincing, man. Yes, that's a knife.
Oh, that's not a knife, Paul. You need a real knife.
I'm English, Australian, and Irish. That's the 3 passports I've got. I was born in England, moved here when I was 22. So my accent's between the two. But I don't see. I'm a hippie, man. I don't believe in countries. I think we're all citizens of the world. It'd be so easy for us all to just get along.
It would.
I'm a citizen of the world, man.
Yeah, you think it would be easy for Spurs fans to get along without sending nasty emails. Oh, yeah, I'm not a Spurs fan. You're right. Sorry.
And you're not a Spurs fan.
I'm not actually a Spurs fan. Yep, you're right. The Americanka, Paul, you're a real Yugoslav.
Oh, they were the good old days, I suppose. I don't know, man. But yeah, it's a good part of the world, man.
That's right, Scott. Not only do I have Oliver Twist, I've got also Ainge Postecoglou. That's not really good. That's not. It's Big Ainge Postecoglou. You're going to put the hood up now. You're going into hiding. That's how bad it was. I have ashamed Australia. Got a couple more questions that came in that I starred throughout.
Do you really? You got more questions? Can we just like not end it there after that?
We should, but you know what? That's one of those movie endings where you're like, I can't wait for the next movie to come out in 2 years. No, don't leave me hanging. No. So I'm not going to do that to the viewers, Paul. What I will do.
Movies do that, and I hate when TV does that as well. I'm more like, I like to go in and watch TV. I like to watch an hour episode. I like a beginning, middle, and end, and I'm fully satisfied. Which you don't get in TV anymore. It's all, big reveal at the end. It's like, well, why didn't you just do that 5 minutes ago and tell me what the fuck happened?
So what you're saying is, with the questions that I have starred still, what you're saying is, please, sir, can I have some more?
Please, sir, can I have
Please,
some more?
sir, can I have some more? What a great. I've never even seen that movie. It was just, I remember it because overnight in America on TV back when I was young, when you actually used to like have the television set on, and on the weekends you fall asleep, and then like before it got to the Girls Gone Wild promos, they would do like the CDs or the buy this movie set, and it's got all these classic movies.
Oh, like Time Life.
Yeah, and one of them, I just remember, it was like, scenes from all your favorites. And it's, please, sir, can I have some more? More? And that's all they showed from that. And I was like, the hell is that? Black and white, this kid wanting more soup, I think it was. Anyway, don't mean to digress, but yeah. You had to catch them before. You had to be there. It was an era in which you had. I'm glad I got to be there before fucking phones and internet took off.
Now a new for Time Life video, and it's like $500 a month for this. You get the complete set of the Golden Girls.
Yeah.
We'll
Seasons
send you
1
one
through 12.
DVD per month.
That's hilarious. Oh my God. Alan Bennett says, why are you a Kulu hater? He's only 23. Can I see the Dyer video, please? The Dyer video, no. You know what, Alan? You're always here. I'll give you 3 seconds of the Dyer video.
And you guys never win anything, right? No.
There you go, Alan. That's all you get. It's all I can handle. And I'm not a Kulu hater. I'm a Kulu instigator. I'm trying to poke him. Hey, are you alive? And he showed that he's alive today. So I'm glad he did that. But I'm not a hater. But Michael's giving me shit saying I need to, bring back or show the love as loud as the disrespect for Kulu. I didn't disrespect him. I just said I expect more out of you kid. Plus, he does have a great song. So if it doesn't work out, we're losing a fantastic player chant. Love ABBA. Love me some ABBA. Jay Kismet. Couldn't tell you who's in the band, though. Just know the band name, Paul.
I was going to ask you, man. Well, they're all Spurgen, Bjorn, and Bergenbaum. They're all, I get confused. I get good. And you got the two women. There's what, Agnetha and Frida or something. I don't know. I don't know which is which.
God. Question: prediction for the Newcastle versus Liverpool game. It'd be interesting to see what's going on with Mohamed Salah. Is he going to Al Ittihad? Because I had this for all you Liverpool fans out there. I did have this that I spoke about that I was like, this is when it was just leaking from Al Ittihad that allegedly he wanted to go, and it was Al Faraj, who was like a Saudi reporter, who went on record saying that Al Ittihad wants to get rid of Jota, from the player they signed from Celtic, let him go on a free, which now we're sniffing around.
Yeah, he's a good player.
I was going to ask you about that, but we're running short on time. We are over 2 hours. Please do hit that like, partake in the poll, subscribe if you haven't already, or if you feel like it's worth your time to subscribe. You don't have to do anything. The world is your oyster, all of y'all out there. So you can dislike, you can not sub. It's all up to you, my friend. But my prediction is, if Salah's head is on right, he can keep you. He's a world-class winger. He can world-class finisher. I rate Mohamed Salah very highly. I think if he has a day like he can, y'all can go in there and win that easy. But from what I've seen so far, I would be surprised if y'all did win, if Liverpool did go into Newcastle and win, because Newcastle at home are very defensively sound. Sven Botman was arguably the best defender in the league last year. Kieran Trippier, shout him out. He still loves Spurs. He's fully coys. Was arguably one of the best right backs in the league last season. Newcastle conceding like, I forgot the stat last year, but it was absolutely insane. So my thought is, if Mohamed is firing on all cylinders, then I think y'all can win. I like Darwin Núñez. I don't think he can get a goal versus Newcastle, but I honestly rate Liverpool. I still think y'all got a very deep squad. I think Solbitzelai is a very quality midfielder as well. Newcastle, though, have also made some really good signings. Tonali, Anthony Gordon, Harvey Barnes. They also got Livramento. He's all right, the new left back. So I think it'll be a good game, regardless, for a neutral. I think it'll be a good game. Which I don't really like Newcastle anymore because they don't have Alan Saint-Maximin. And that's the reason why I used to tune in to Newcastle matches. I just love the way that man danced on a ball. So fucking sexy. Kevin Williams says, can you see a return of Richarlison back to Everton? I really hope Richie works out for us, by the way. No, not to Everton, no. Because they got Danjuma over the summer. They gave him the number 10 shirt, and they just got the here we go from Fabrizio Forbetto from Udinese. So he's definitely not going to Everton. There's no way. I don't see it happening. But I have heard it floated around, loan Richarlison out or try and sell him ASAP. Paul, let me ask you, are you loaning or trying to sell Richarlison right now?
I don't know if you get much bang for your buck at the moment for him. I think it's a tricky one. Well, we need a striker, don't we? So, I think that would be an exception to getting rid of players before you buy them. I think we'd have to buy one before we got rid of him if that happened. But I don't know. He's nearly, like, his first 45 minutes were all right. And then his second, after in the second half, thankfully Ange put him out of his misery quite early on, because he standing over the ball and then lashing out. And then there was this other one where he was running up and I'm shouting, look, you've got two players to your left, man, two players, and what does he do? Boots it into a Bournemouth player. So
it's tough when you get tackled by the ball. Usually it's a person bumping shoulders with him, and then he'll fall over. Today it was the ball. It's a new low.
Look, if we sell him now, he's like at rock bottom market value, isn't he?
You couldn't get 20 mil for him right now.
You reckon?
We'd be lucky to get 20 mil for him. There's no way I would sell him.
He's a bargain basement at the moment. But if we stick with him and he starts knocking in some goals, well, maybe we won't want to sell him, but he's going to be worth a bit more.
That's a good point. Alan Bennett says, do the Conte accent the only one? This club, these players, they don't want to challenge for anything. They don't want to play under pressure. That's the best I could do.
He's
Sorry.
unacceptable.
It's unacceptable. These players, this club, it's the same thing. You can change the manager, but the story, it never change. That's the best one I could do. Big up Howard Vale. Big up all y'all who listen to me do accents. Usually it's just my wife telling me, can you shut the fuck up? But today, it's over 140 of y'all listening, so big up. He is in lock stock. Also Jason Statham. I watched The Meg 2 last night. Jason Statham was always Jason Statham.
Me and Mountain Bushman watched the first Meg a couple of weeks ago.
You want a dumb movie to watch? You want something that's just dumb, ridiculous? Jason Statham kills. Spoiler alert for Meg 2, and he's. I don't want to ruin the storyline.
Don't spoil it. Don't say Jason Statham kills the Meg or something like that.
Bro, he kills 2. He kills 2 out of the 3.
No! Stop it, man.
Sorry. He's only Jason Statham could kill 2 fucking Meg sharks. That's all I'm saying.
But the first Meg, it was such ass. It was such a shit film, but it kept us going till the end, man. I wouldn't say it was so bad. It was good. It was kind of, you know, we had a little bit of a buzz happening, maybe. So maybe our inclination to think of alternative entertainment was lacking. It kept us going, but it was shit. It was shit.
This is the thing about that movie, Paul. Some movies serve a purpose, and Meg serves a purpose. When you want something to put on that's just fucking chomp chomp, smash smash, splashy splashy, Meg's perfect, bro. Meg is absolutely perfect for the vibe. I enjoyed it. You know what? I was like, hopefully this movie doesn't keep me up before Ange Ball. But guess what? It did. It kept me up. But you know what? We move. Jacques says if Mohamed Salah goes, the FSG movement will really be unleashed. Shout out, This Is Football, who saw him out there. I see him. He's always talking about flying the FSG out planes over the stadium or whatever. Hey, that'd be cool. The Salah news is dying down. Salah goes, they're effed. Faz Radfar in the house, 3-1 Spurs. We are 2-0 today, baby. Says, big up, Jacob. New to your channel. I've been on the stream 3 times. You are yet to read any of my comments. Not sure why.
Well, I've seen Faz Radfar.
Yeah, I feel like I've read yours, Fazzy boy.
Yeah.
I try to read everybody's comment, mate. There is some times where there's a lot of people and it's hard, but I do try to read everybody's comment. You know? Yeah, it's sometimes it'll refresh and then it's like you're 20 messages away from where you were.
So they don't fly by so quickly when I'm doing a stream. So each comment gets a very large amount of attention at the moment while I'm waiting.
You're about to be blowing up over there on the Hotspur Hippie, which I need to add to.
The live videos are going well. It's just the streams, but I know it's cool anyway. I enjoy doing it. It's good fun.
I'm adding you right now to the title, so there's literally no excuse for anyone. What do you mean? What do you mean? Oh, now?
I thought you were going to do it as soon as I came on. You know.
I was, but then I kept getting emails from old keyboard warrior. But if you wait 5 seconds, you'll see the @Hotspur Hippie in the title of this video. Go show Paul some love. The vibes are immaculate always over there. So go show some love. Batu says Hall looks like he's going to be a top player. Lewis Hall. Then the Newcastle get a loan for him from Chelsea. That's interesting. Americanca says in regards to Richarlison, I felt bad for him. He's so in his head, it's hard to watch. Yeah. Man, the falling over the ball thing, that was a new low. That was a new low. I know I like to joke around about it, but if Richarlison's my friend, I'm actually FaceTiming him after that match and saying I love you and saying, do you want to fly me out to London and I'll come hug you? I mean, I'm not his friend in real life, but if Richarlison hears this, I know he won't because he speaks Portuguese, but I don't know how to say it in Portuguese. I'm not even going to try. But you know what, Richarlison, I got a hug for you, my friend. Because maybe he just needs... I feel like Ainge just put his arm around him and said, go ahead. He answered questions earlier this week about it. And he said, y'all are overreacting. If it's 20 matches and he's yet to have a goal, then I start to worry. But we're not there yet. Y'all are quick on the trigger. So publicly, he has his back. Behind closed doors, I would assume he has his back as well. So... I do feel bad for him as well, Americanca. Adam, Chelsea fan, says 100% wanted Hall to stay, but he was a Newcastle fan since a baby, so it felt good that he got what he wanted. And apparently my Conte is Italian and Irish. That's pretty talented if I can knock out two. Batu says that was like watching Al Pacino. Hello, Roy. Big up. Hope you're doing well. Happy Saturday or Sunday. I don't know where you're from, Roy. You've never told me, but happy Saturday or Sunday, wherever it may be. Galveston was Glenn Campbell.
Right, okay.
Do you know who Glenn Campbell is?
Yeah, I know Wichita Light. Was it? Hang on, Glenn Campbell. Actually, there's a good clip of him on Midnight Special, Burt Sugarman's Midnight Special, and Glenn Campbell. I can't remember what he's singing, but he's got the tightest leather pants on, and he looks a man in his prime.
Big up, Glenn Campbell with the leather pants, my man. Yes, exactly, Adam. It's like Cocaine Bear. Did you see Cocaine Bear, Paul?
No,
you need to watch Cocaine. Get with your friend you watch the Meg with. Same thing as the Meg. It's a bear. He gets in a cocaine stash, and he becomes a crazy bear, and it's fun. It's a fun one. It's actually Paul Giamatti's, not Paul Giamatti. The dude who's always playing. I'm going to be really upset because on the spot I can never think of people's names. The guy, he was in Goodfellas. He's always the Italian gangster, and he died recently. It was his final movie.
Oh, yeah, Ray Liotta.
Ray Liotta. Thank you. Yes, Ray Liotta, the GOAT. I love Ray Liotta. He's such a great villain. He's in that as his last film before he passed away. Big up Kevin Williams with a $1.99 super sticker. And let's see. It is a bag. It looks like a suitcase. Maybe they're traveling somewhere. Big up Kevin Williams for the super sticker. I appreciate that. Oh, Eric Dyer's bag is packed. I hope you're right. I hope you are right. I cannot wait to see him go. Are you doing a live stream today, Paul?
Probably not. I'll probably do one this time tomorrow, but earlier, if that makes sense. Probably not today, but I just do it whenever I get the urge to do it. So I don't really plan them, man. You know. So just subscribe and click the bell to find out, because you'll find out just after I decide to do one. Because you're a very scheduley sort of person, Jacob. I've noticed this. You plan.
I tried to. Today was very unhinged, unplanned, but it's been a great one. I cannot lie. There's still over 140 of y'all in the house tapping in with me right now. Do hit that like if you haven't already. There's 131 likes, so I imagine those of you who do like the video or have enjoyed this thus far have already liked and subscribed, so I'm not going to ask anymore. I might, like out of habit, say it at the end when I sign off. The poll, though, has 169 votes. Nice. And 131 votes. So 38 people voted but did not like, and that's okay. You can live the life you so choose to live. If it's one of those you don't want to help, people who do this stuff for free. But I do appreciate every single one of y'all that have liked the video, whether live or on playback. We will be wrapping up the show in just 1 second. No, but actually I don't. Wait, I do have one more question. And I've saved it. Daniel Horton may not even be here. Daniel Horton, all the way from Alaska. This is an hour and 52 minutes ago. So damn near 2 hours ago, Daniel Horton said, "What's your 11 for the cup game?" Paul, give me your man of the match. I'm going to hide this. Give me your man of the match and your BDE of the match real quick. And then we'll talk about your 11.
It's so hard, man.
It's very hard.
Very hard. I mean, there's a struck match between them, isn't there? Cigarette paper. Man of the match. It's good. Maddison. Well, I feel bad by not saying other players.
Don't worry. I'll change my answer. If you pick my anscer, I'll change mine. So we'll diversify here.
I'll go Maddison, but the BDE, I think Van der Ven, because he was just faultless in defence.
Great choices.
I mean, bloody doggy, man. I mean, I forgot about him. He was just running through players like he was a ghost. No, I'm going to give it to Maddison just because he got the goal as well. So, but it's close. What a great problem to have. It's not just like, Harry Kane every bloody week.
Okay, I like it. Good choices.
Who are you going for, man?
My man of the match. Oh, let me acknowledge this. Big up Christoph Cavalets. I believe you're out there in the Scandinavian area, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember which area. I think somewhere in Scandinavia. But big up, mate. Christoph says, "Okay, I'm late to the party." I didn't watch last H. We're going for the treble. Whiskey weekend win. 3 times the dub. Don't stop the stream. We want more. You did get the first place prize, Christoph Cavalets. You were the first person to chime in the chat for this stream, and I did see your 3 dubs. And so I did. Oh, you're in Scotland. Okay, so I'm way off. Not in Scotland.
There's the Troika, the Holy Trinity.
Yeah, apologies. I thought you were in the Scandinavian. Big up. Thank you so much for the donation to the channel. It does mean a lot. I do appreciate that. My man of the match. Now, I've said publicly already on another channel was James Maddison, but since you chose James Maddison, there's still plethora of players to pluck up out the mud and say, this is my man of the match.
I'm going to change my BDE, by the way.
You're going to change it? Go ahead and change it. Go ahead and change it.
I think Perisic for the drag back and punch.
Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. BDE could be a moment. It could be the entire match. It could be a vibe. It could be whatever you want it to be. I love that. That is a great choice for BDE, Paul. Perisic for punching little Max Aarons. Get back.
And getting away with it like nothing happened.
That's called...
No, the VAR, like when they were doing the VAR on the screen, Perisic go, I'm thinking there's no way. That's what he's doing.
I mean, in any other day, he could have seen red and the game might have turned out differently. But you know what? I'm not so opposed to this. You're down a man, you can't do nothing. I was watching Nottingham Forest put the work on United with 10 men, Fulham with 10 men, drew against Arsenal. Don't say 10 men can't do it. But yeah, for me, I'm gonna say my BDE. I'll start with my BDE because I already know what that is, and that is the one and only man, the puppy, the man. No, not I, Papi Mate Tsar. This guy right here.
Yeah, good shout.
Yeah, he's absolutely perfect. This guy right here. He's absolutely perfect. This guy right here. He's absolutely perfect.
Why were people saying he was shit? I just don't.
All last year, I had to hear Romero can't defend. Romero is rash. Romero is shit. 3 matches out of 3, he has been arguably one of the best players. Now, a lot of players have stepped up and been great. These past 2 matches, our backline, it's hard to hate him. Now, there was twice in which, versus Man United, that they were lackluster, yes. But Christian Romero today, there was not a damn thing I thought he did wrong. Now, I know people will say, oh, that was a foul on top of the box on number 24.
Yeah,
he slid in. He slid in and was like, oh, he fucking wrapped his legs and fucking drug him down. Motherfucker. Oh, that's what
he like wrapped one leg around. He just scissored him. And I thought, God, he almost snapped the guy's legs. But again, nothing to see here, ref.
That's the thing. Nothing to see here, ref.
Yeah, but that tackle alone, I would give him BDE because that was awesome.
He will murder you. He is a madman. He's also a lover, as you can see in this photo I have. I'm telling you right now, he is the truth. I put whatever this is fucking worth, my YouTube name out there saying, I guarantee this man will have a huge season for us. Thus far, he is having a great season. And again, criticism of him last season was due. Everybody on the squad outside of Kane was not good enough last season. So critiquing him is fine. I think there's people that, it's fine. That's how you feel. But it's also fine when you get proven wrong. It's okay to be wrong. And that's what started this keyboard warrior emailing me, spamming me all these 100 messages, was because I told him, your opinion is wrong, but it's okay. It's okay if you're wrong. And then it became something else. But my point being is, Cuti Romero, what a dog. What a beast. He's the man. And I know last season everyone was saying, ask anyone in the top 6 if they'll take Romero into their squad. I bet you they're talking differently. They're talking to me nicely now. I always say this, talk to me nicely when it comes to Romero. He's the dog. He's the man. He's such a beast. everything he does on the pitch make me look like this at the computer. When I'm watching, this is how I'm watching Romero. Every fucking time, my dog. He is who I'm getting. When I get my shirt off DH Gate, I'm putting fucking Romero on the bag. I love him so much. And, you know, it made me love him more because when people were coming for him and talking about him like he wasn't this, that, and the other, I said, you know what? Even if he did have a down year, I've got faith that he's got the abilities and that he can have the mentality to be a successful center back for us. Big up the motherfucking Romero. That's my BDE for the match. My man of the match, I'm going to go ahead and give it to Yves Bissouma.
Wow, okay.
I thought there was moments when Bournemouth, when the game was still up for grabs, there was times in which they were high pressing us still, and they were, you know, the first 20 minutes when teams think they can fight the fight that Ainge is bringing to them, but actually they can't. So they were bringing it to us. We were put under a lot of pressure, and I thought this man bailed us out plenty of times, won the ball in some sexy places. Only thing wrong I thought that he did was that stupid yellow, which he's done it a time or two. Stupid yellow is nothing. I ain't too concerned about it, but
Who cares, man?
obviously, I would say James Maddison, but to diversify and to shout out a couple more players, I'm going to go ahead and give it to Bissouma. But that's it for me. Let me see what y'all said in the chat, if anything, about y'all's man of the match and BDE. And then we're going to sign this off before we get going. Batu, wait, did I miss some? Jacques is in Quebec, Canada. Shout out Canada, my northern brothers. Shout out Scandinavia as well. The Sweden gang stand up.
Ooh.
Shout out.
Thank you, Jacob. You've sent enough people over to my channel. I'm on 1,500 subscribers now.
Big up that.
Well, it's just a number, though, isn't it? Because now I'll be going, I'm going for 2,000 this. Never fucking
Well, I mean, you've
it.
always said as soon as you surpass me in subs, you're going to stop appearing on the show. So luckily, as long as we grow together, I'll just stay like 200 ahead of you, and then you get to keep coming on.
No, I want to beat you.
You
I want
bastard.
to beat you so I don't have to come on your stinking stream anymore.
Oh yeah, because I'm actually not a fan. You don't want to come on the channel because I'm
No.
actually not a fan.
Your CGI shirt.
That pluck sounds nasty and naughty. Very, very naughty, Christoph. J. Co. Sonny was BDE Van de Veen man of the match. Sonny was fantastic today. He was. People were saying he looked off it, and honestly, I guess he just has to score or get an assist for some people to show him love. I thought this was his best game this season. I thought he was fantastic.
Great. Very unselfish. I mean, there were a couple of times where I thought he might have pulled the trigger, but bugger it. No, he was great.
I thought he was fantastic as well. Let's see here. Zortex, I can't wait till Tottenham YouTube account uploads Spurs vs Bournemouth uncut video. I love those. Those are great. The match day uncuts, they do a pretty good job there. Now, I will say, not going to toot my own horn, but their camera work could use a little bit of work. Their editing could use a little more tightness. I don't know what kind of production team they're working with there, but as a multimedia manager, producer myself, in my past life, a little bit better. The quality's there. Just a little bit more needs to happen.
It's a little bugbear that I have at the moment, Jacob, and that's like, back in, 20 or whatever years ago when you had, CRTVs and it was just 4x3 screens, so smaller area. Cameramen at sports never seem to miss the action, whereas now, there was a couple of times last night on the action replays where the ball would go out of shot, and then the camera sort of. I mean, what is there a reason for that? Are these like? I would have thought these cameras would be lighter and more nimble for a start. Or have you seen this as well? Or
they do have a Sony FS7. Whenever they do like behind the scenes stuff, I always look at the equipment they're using. Sony FS7 is a very light DSLR, or no, excuse me, not DSLR. It's a very light over-the-shoulder camera. Normally, the over-the-shoulder cameras fucking heavier than a bitch. I got an old school VHS camera sitting here as decoration from Cowboys Super Bowl back in 1995. So I got one of them, and those fuckers are heavy. And even like if you go like Amari, the ARRI, the ARRI cameras, which is what Hollywood uses as their camera bodies, which is the Amira ARRI line. And honestly, those sons of bitches are heavy too.
You know, I appreciate. Well, you know what? You've gone up in my estimation here, Jacob. I appreciate you humouring me now because I didn't realise you did all that work. And there's me sending you a message the other day. Hey, Jacob, if you want to do a video, try the CapCut app, and you'd be all over this shit. You knew, you
said
know
CapCut. I was like,
about it. You didn't say, piss off, Paul, I'm an expert. You just said, oh, thanks, buddy.
No, I'm always down for something that makes editing easier. Like I can do Photoshop, but Adobe Express Suite is just more convenient. I'm again in my past life, multimedia producer, videographer, editor. So production is my realm of expertise. If I've ever had anything I could say is my realm of expertise is production on the multimedia level for sport. So you know, I look at it. I look at everything Spurs puts out, and I judge it harshly because I'm a fucking stickler for that. You know, it's funny, Paul. My wife gives me shit all the time now because I used to make fun of her being on YouTube all the time. I'm like, what? I never used YouTube back when I was a multimedia producer because I was like, I would not release my content on YouTube because I just thought it was just a free for all where. The jump cut edits, you know, YouTube is edits like,
dude,
hi, and welcome into and this is my channel, and what we're gonna talk about today is and like the way it's edited, I always made fun of it because I was like, oh, this is that YouTube edit, right?
Like any hesitation, any pause in a sentence, and they edit it out. I hate it, man. And,
yeah. That's the part for me. So I used to make fun of it. Now my wife's like, you spent more time in the last year on YouTube than I've spent in my entire life. So egg on my face. Because I used to give her crap like, you're watching YouTube for content? Why don't you watch a movie or a show? Well edited and produced. And now I'm up here going, I'm Jacob. Hey everybody, like and sub. And now I'm it's fucking dystopian as hell for me. Batu says BDE for me was Poro going orgasmic after every tackle and block he made. He brings el pasión, which is something we don't lack in the right back, at least. Jacques says the old man showing his seniority to the young Aarons. Yeah, showing him a little like, this is what you get when you touch on the
slow motion.
Punch your ass.
Like that in VAR.
Romero had to be hamstrung by Dyer and Sanchez and Davies' center back lineup. It was handicapping his ability. I did use this argument to say when you're playing with a bunch of people you don't trust, your decision making might be a little rash.
Absolutely.
That was always mine. Mickey was class 2. Big Dicky Mickey was the truth. That's why in the poll I put Romero and Big Dicky Mickey in the same one. I don't know if that's his nickname for sure yet, but that's what I'm going with. There are still people saying Romero. There's still people saying Romero can't defend. Just a stubborn denial. Yeah, sometimes you got to sink your heels in, but that is the wrong argument to sink your heels in because he's going to prove everybody wrong. Is that pic of Romero his Tinder profile? Yeah, any pic of Romero can be his Tinder profile. Let's have it right. Top show, guys. Howard Vale says man of the match is VAR. After the game, Ainge said in relation to Romero, he's a beast, he's a dog, he's a motherfucking problem. You don't even know who that is, do you, Paul? Yeah, shout out Wheezy F, baby. The F is for phenomenal.
I knew that.
Lil Wayne, you knew that? Lil Wayne reference? Very nice.
Yeah, of course I did. I'm down with the...
He's a beast, he's a dog, he's a motherfucking problem.
I was tagging buses before you were shitting yellow, sunshine. Fucking hell. Rapid. That was mine. Rapid. On the back of a 204 in London.
Rich,
KRS-One, Overlord X.
Hey, KRS-One. And I know the Sublime had a song about them. And I know because of KRS-One. Oh, I know.
Yeah, KRS-One was a bit harder than that.
Well, Sublime, they were talked about KRS-One. Never mind. Rich.
Sublime, I don't know.
You don't know who Sublime is?
Who is it? Is it a group?
It was a group, dude. They made like ska and like they were like inspired by Bob Marley.
You're going, oh, shooby dooby doo. That's not a scarf. What the fuck is that?
Oh my god! Look, bro, Sublime. They were huge in the '90s, man. Huge.
What,
Huge.
really? Oh, no, I would have heard of them if they're in the 90s, man.
But the lead singer had OD'd or something when he was like 27 or 28, so the band like didn't reach its full potential. But great band. Surprised you don't know that one.
No, you're not.
No, the Little Wayne, I knew you wouldn't know that. But
okay,
Sublime, I thought you would know.
Song.
Yeah, love is what I got.
Yeah,
so remember that. Yeah, that's them.
Okay.
I don't cry when my dog runs away. Don't get angry at the bills I have to pay. I don't get angry when my mom smokes pot. Yeah,
that was in the dying years of good music because it all went to crap after the year 2000.
I love them. They're absolutely fun. I love that band. I've been known to drunk karaoke a Sublime song or two. Adam says that South American passion gets you hooked. We Chelsea got our Argentinian too, so totally get it. Just the way he loves, or the way he defends. Honestly, it's why I fucking love. It's just violence. I love me some violence in the beautiful sport. Let's not make it so Jack Grealish, right? So so beautiful calves and dancing. Fucking take him out. Take that mother. Yeah. Make him eat grass. That's what I want to see. Yeah. Christoph with another super chat. You're not a Yank. You live in motherfucking Texas, Chads. I don't know what that means, the last part, but I do live in Texas. Shout out my Texans. Kev Williams says BDE Basuma. Man of the match could be any guy in your midfield. I would like to have Basuma or Sarr in mine at the moment. You know what's funny is I've been hearing Maddison and Basuma mentioned on United channels, Chelsea channel, all of them saying, I wanted this guy. I wanted this guy. All of them now that they're clicking, they wanted him. Last year they didn't want Basuma. Last year nobody talked about it.
You just saying that, what's your name? Jacob. You just saying that is like someone's just giving me a warm hug, hearing that we've got something that they want to cherish and covet.
That is nice, right?
Them. It's great.
Chris LaPlante.
No one was saying that about Harry Winks, were they? Oh, fuck, if only we had Harry Winks.
That guy. Jesus Christ. Man of the match, Maddison, BDE, Van de Veen for Chris LaPlante. The Americanca says Son had a great 1-2 with Ugodi for the second goal and a lot of other great moments. He absolutely did, lest we forget. That's the thing is sometimes if you're not banging goals from outside the box, people think you're not impacting the match. And I disagree. I think Son was great today. And I've said that. And then people come, now they're emailing me nasty things because I said Son was great and you're wrong for saying he's past it. But that's neither here nor there. Sonny is definitely improving in the system. Each game he's gotten better, so absolutely. Sonny will start scoring, and then the floodgates will open. I feel it in my bones. Kev, I do too. I know he can thrive. He's got world-class mentality. He'll make it work. Don't you worry. I had an old Sony HI8 camera in the 90s. Interesting, little Sony. Right now, this is the camera I'm rocking with. I need to upgrade because they're moved on in the Alpha series, but I got a Sony ASR2. That's what I'm rocking with. Great little video and photography camera. Maniac editors, yeah, I'm a stickler. Knew you would say it like Wheezy. Get this man on Spotify. Come on now. Big up. I ain't got no crystal ball, but I had $1 million. I'd spend it all. That's a great fucking song. I'm sorry I fucking suck at singing, but that's a great song. Santeria is my go-to sound check song. That's a great one. That is a great one. Sublime and Spurs. Yeah, where else can you get this? What is that?
DMCA. Open up. Open up.
Whoop, whoop. Show me the evidence. Show me the evidence. That's another good song. Smoke 2 Joints by Sublime as well. Yeah. Beautiful singing. Oh, thank you. My wife would agree. My wife and my son disagree. My son actually cries a lot when I sing. I think he thinks something's wrong with me, like I'm hurt. I'm not sure. Ad1 says we low-key got ran over by that big guy with dreads, but we were still resilient in Boston midfield.
Yeah, who was that guy? He was
number 24. His name is Antoine Semenyo.
Right. See, even
He's a baller. That dude is a
yeah,
baller.
he knocked over Basuma once I can remember, and I thought, bloody hell, this guy's tangling with the, dicing with fire here, but he was good. And who's their guy up front? Who's Bournemouth's guy up front? Is it Solanke?
Their striker? Yeah, Dominic Solanke.
He tore us to bits last year, and he was nowhere in the game last night.
Did they? Okay, has Kiefer Moore always played for them? Because when we played, Kiefer Moore was on a hat trick versus us last season. I remember that, and that motherfucker got subbed on. I was like, oh no! I had a little Vietnam flashbacks, No. It's just like, don't put a hat trick on us. Kaylee Davis says, I'm a Leica girl. Leica is actually, I think, the standard right now for DSLR, for photography. At this moment, Leica is quite a great brand. They have some great stuff. Is the thing with Leica, they came out and they started really bossing the industry as the Alpha series was like dying down from Sony. So I went with the Sony because it's just cheaper. Leicas, I would have a Leica all day.
I've got a Nikon. Is that old hat now? Is it?
Nikon is still used.
That
was my first camera.
Nikon
was my first camera.
Still used, and it's your first camera. So
it was my
piece of shit. That's what you said.
I took some fantastic photos in Greece with that camera, with my Nikon. So no shame to the Nikon gang. C. Shearman. Oh, I already read that. I got an Ussie with Sublime's bass player a few years ago. Big ups. Let me see that one. Oh, that's a good one. No, that's a good. My Nikon was a step below that because that's a full frame. Mine was not full frame.
This is about 15 years old now, this one.
Yeah, no, they're still good. That thing will still bang out some quality photos. Caveman says, everyone was freaking out about our goals gone with Kane leaving, but I said since the window opened, we need to redistribute them among the team. Look who and where we score now. Exactly. That I said this, I don't know, we're almost on 3 hours on this show, so I'm going to be ending the show very, very soon. But I do think this is a good point to end off, that I think Spurs, since Kane is gone, we have now become sorry, Christoph, I wasn't laughing. There's a meme. I was more referencing the meme. But the goals coming from team play rather than individual brilliance or maybe two people shining. I mean, look at our first goal. Basuma to Sarr to Maddison, and there was a bunch of other people in between or before Basuma. You look at the goals with United versus United, same thing. You look at the Kulusevski goal, same thing. It's us as a team working together.
Yeah, I like that.
And I think that is something that we could really like be positive about going forward, in my opinion.
Fun to watch. Fun to watch.
It's absolutely fun to watch. And honestly, long may it continue. Long may it continue.
What sort of camera are you using to stream here?
I have a webcam, and I actually tried to use my Sony to stream, but apparently the Apple M1 chip is not compatible with like Zoom, StreamYard, etc. for using the Sony Alpha series. The Apple M1 chip does not work. So that's why I don't use it. But I would have like one of those fancy, like, you know, when you see a YouTuber and they've got like the blurred background, you know.
Your picture looks good. I use a webcam. Mine looks shit.
Well, no, I mean, not the greatest camera, but I am going to end the show off there. We've talked about something. Paul, we've had a great time. I didn't mean to keep you damn near 3 hours, but we're here on 2 hours and 45 minutes. If you haven't already, hit that like. Wait, I said I wasn't going to say that again. I'm not going to say it again. No, not going to say it. Do whatever you want. Like, dislike, subscribe, unsubscribe. People unsubscribe too. That's cool. You can do whatever you want. I'm ending the poll. 183 votes. 66% say Maddison is the man of the match. And then in second place is Romero and Big Dicky Mickey with 24%. Basuma got some love. Kulu even got some love as well. So a lot of love. I see whoever's smashing them hearts in the chat. Hey, big up for that. I feel the love. I appreciate that. But Paul, do you want to tell the people where they can find your channel name is in the title, but what can people get at your channel coming up next? There it is. Yep.
Over there. Well, Hotspur Hippie is my channel. I stream most days at random times, so I hate saying click the subscribe and bell notification. I try and tweet them out, but I often forget. And I try and do a video most days, just a 10-minute, just what's on my mind, and that's about it. Apart from that, I just bum around on Jacob's channel. You can also find me on Irish Hotspur and We Are Tottenham TV when it's match build-up time, which is a lot of fun. You're on mute, mate.
Oh, wow. Really great production quality. Just went on about a 30-minute rant talking about I'm a stickler for production.
I'm a media expert. Look at me, I'm a media expert. This is my jazz, man. This is my jazz. I'm such an artist.
You should see some of the photography I've done.
I'm not doing YouTube.
It's to die for. But I appreciate y'all. Adam, I appreciate a new name in the chat, new rival showing some love here on the channel. Stay swaggy. Love from the London Blues. Always, always. Kev Williams was great show. Jacob, thanks. Paul, love you all from Christoph. Lots of love, Christoph. Lots of love, Rich, as well. I'm going to go ahead and acknowledge all the folks that donated their hard-earned money to the channel. I want to say thank you to Rich with the first super chat of the day, Scott with the second, Howie with the third, Elvis G with the fourth, then Moondog with the hat trick of super chats. Big up Moondog. Scott M with the second one. He got the brace today. Kev Williams with the super sticker. He got the unique goal of the day. Christoph with double brace as well. So big up to everybody who did super chat. And I also want to say big up to everybody who just hung around and chatted with us. Shot the shit, talk Spurs, talk football, talk life, movies, etc. Again, the shows can only go as far as you all, the viewers, can take it. Paul and I could sit here and talk to each other like we do any other day, or we could sit here and talk about it in front of y'all and put on a little show. So that's what we did. I hope y'all have enjoyed it. Hit that like if you did. Hit that subscribe if you did. And the notification bell. Go on over to the Hotspur Hippie. Subscribe to him. But don't no, I'm not even gonna, I was going to say don't subscribe too much because then he's never going to come here again. But you know what? Go subscribe as much as y'all fucking can. Get him above this channel's sub count. And I want to see
if I go above you, then you can come and leech off me on my channel.
Good point. Good point. Yeah, I will do that. We'll do that. So go over there, sub, and let's do the yo-yo thing. We'll go and teeter-totter between the two. But big up, Paul. Thank you so much for joining the show. It was an impromptu show, and we've gone for damn near 3 hours. So if that ain't a good time, then I don't know what is. I've enjoyed it. Got to talk a lot about Tottenham Hotspur and our win today over Bournemouth 2-0. Maddison, congratulations, James Maddison. You butter cutter. Don't forget, you hear butter cutter anywhere, you know where you heard it first. United Spurs of America. So as always, stay fresh, stay blessed, up the lads, and come on, you Spurs. And Paul?
United Spurs of America with your hosts, Michael and Jacob.